there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. Konnichiwa. Oh, I am excited to finish this event. I am so close to the end, I can taste it. Also, I need to farm more in FGO, and I wanna get Acheron some items instead of Star Rail as one do. So let's go through with this. CV-6, the Night of the Hunter. Okay, 3 entrances, 2 exits, not bad. Hello. Yeah, no fear. What is fear? Fear don't exist here. Instead of Saria, I'm gonna put down Aya, because why not? Do I see a good news at the end of the tunnel this event? Not sure. That's why I'm like, will this have a happy ending? I can't tell right now. Did we really need to be here so early? There's nobody outside the bank right now. I have some mint candy, if that'll perk you up. Appreciate it, but I don't think that's going to do the trick. Come here, teacher's pet. Give me a good pinch. I want some mint candy. Shh. Ow. Now let's get to work. Rise and shine, my friends. Hey, I'm talking to you. Yawn. Oh, sorry about that, Franca. Alright, listen up. The bank has a total of 4 exits. Beanie, take your 4 people with you and guard the rear door. Roger. Copperplate, you and Coins will head to the garage door. Roger. Everyone else, come with the 3 of us and stay at the front door. Excuse me, ma'am. I'd like to ask you something. Will you people be out here all day? Yes we will. But we're simply handling some business and don't intend to interfere with your daily affairs. Handling business? A few days ago, I signed my pioneering agreement right here. That's the last bit of business I'll be handling. Who are you? I should at least fill out their customer service review. Checks a thumbs up. Phew. I'm surprised he gave them a positive review. This bullet. Were you the one who asked Jessica to bring it? Found it in an antique shop in Victoria a few years back. No wonder you searched all over camp but couldn't find it back then. By the looks of it, seems like one of the officers secretly brought the gun into Victoria. And now that the gun's missing, that bullet is the last artifact he left behind. I warned the fella not to engrave all that flowery nonsense on it. In any case, why didn't you hold on to the bullet yourself? Because you're the one who should have it, not me. What, your ghost finally catching up to you? We were friends once at least. I can't say I'm happy things ended up like this. And do those feelings of guilt and sorrow do you any good? What are you after, Woody? Call your men back and stop driving out the residents. Even if Black Steel pulls out, the government's just going to hire some other mercenaries. It won't change the outcome. I heard you initially had the option to turn down the commission. Am I wrong? Despite its name, at the end of the day, Black Steel Worldwide is still based in Colombia. We don't have the right to refuse a job from the government. I see, so even you had to tuck your tail between your legs like a normal person from time to time. Times have changed. As far as the Colombian government is concerned, soldiers like us mean nothing compared to the geniuses and tri-mounts. Tell me, boss man, what does Black Steel stand to gain in this contract between the bank and the government? This isn't a long-term arrangement, Woody. The government has a job for us, so we follow orders and get paid. Beyond that, I don't particularly care, nor am I allowed to care. I remember back in Laterano, you'd always tell me about all sorts of things, from minor tensions between different groups to massive conflicts between countries, and you'd always put it in the context of how much the people would suffer. That was a long time ago. I can hardly remember at this point. But I do, clear as day. You told me this on our way from the library to the student dorms. The strong protect themselves, but the truly great protect others. So why is it now that after you've seen these people with your own eyes, you can say that you don't care because you're not allowed to? We've both gotten old, Woody. There's a limit to how many things you can care about. True enough, but even so, There ain't that many things worth caring about. Everything that's left, that's what's important. Maybe I can't protect everyone on this plate anymore. But with these rickety old bones. But the people around me, I'd give my life for them. I swear, if any of them get hurt because of you got involved, then so help me God, I will return this bullet to you in one piece. I sincerely hope it doesn't come to that.
Ah, yes, returning the bullet in one piece, as one do. Captain, more and more people are showing up. Do we need to set up a blockade?
We're not at that point yet. We don't know what the crowd's intentions are, and acting rashly will only make it harder to keep things under control. If dialogue is an option, I'd like to negotiate with the organizer first.
But, from what I can tell, people have been trickling in since morning. I don't think they're organized. Nobody's armed, so I'm not worried about it coming to violence. But you know, not worried.
After all, the pressure isn't coming from the crowd in front of us, but rather from what's behind us.
The three of them turn their heads and look back at the bank's bright and pristine glass doors and windows. The sturdiness of the windows blocks out the darkness from the outside, as well as the cold and melting snow. But no matter how transparent the glass panels are, the warmth and brightness inside will never spill out past the door. Captain, take a look at her.
Helena?
Hey, Helena!
Most of them already signed the pioneering arrangement, so what are they all doing gathering out there? What are you worried about? Those aren't toys the Black Steel people are holding, you know? Ah, good grief. And I already turned on the TV to watch the special New Year's interview. I can't imagine what the governor is going to talk about this year. Isn't it the same old song and dance, no matter how they try to spin it?
They're just spending their shift watching TV. I'm kinda jealous.
Hello everyone. First,
I'd like to wish everyone a Happy New Year on behalf of everyone on the broadcasting team. During this program, we'll be interviewing the governor and asking him a variety of questions on the issues our citizens are most concerned about. I'm glad you could join us today, Governor.
hello there.
Just as a routine reminder for our viewers, this program was pre-filmed in September, and the situation may have changed since the time of recording. Please keep this in mind.
You only have the scientists perched up in Trimount to blame for that, because they still haven't worked out a way to get a messenger all around Columbia in a single day.
Well, it's a pretty big lag if it's from September to New Year.
Helena, it's so cold out here today.
Why are you...
I appreciate the thought, but I ain't budging an inch. I know that you have your issues with the bank. If you have any demands, I might be able to pass them along for you. No need to be so uptight, Captain Liskarm. Most of us here already signed a pioneering contract and will be leaving with the next convoy. As for what we want, there's nothing left. We're sick and tired of these stupid games, and we're not going to do it anymore.
Then what's the point of you all coming here?
To take a look.
At what?
Ever since I was little, I was always told that when you say goodbye to something that's been with you for a long time, you take one good look. One good, long, last look. So far, I took a good look at my diner, at the mining plant, at every last place here on this plate. And today, on the first day of the new year, I'm here to take a good long look at the culprits that making me say goodbye to everything I've ever known.
Miss Helena, I'm loath to remind you this fact, but you voluntarily signed every one of those mortgage agreements yourself.
You're right, I sure did. We walked this path together, but you also pushed us down it.
Nonsense. Take that other gentleman, for example. I seem to recall his business taking a major setback, and no one else would provide a loan. We were gracious enough to lend him 40,000 certs.
Right, at first it was just 40,000. Not too massive, but not pocket change either. All I wanted was to pay it off as soon as I could. But then you people said I had to properly plan out my investments and liabilities. You said I shouldn't pay everything off in one lump sum. Along with the interest, you gave me preferential installment rates and told me to use the leftover money to buy your other financial products. Right. What you lent me was 40,000, but what you took from me was my store, my house, my car, and even my whole family. We all believed your propaganda and lies at first. You said that you make our lives prosperous and help us achieve a better future, but where do us customers sit at the table of your so-called better future?
Ooh, hello?
Right. We're fools blinded by our greed and short-sightedness. We all wanted that little extra something out of life, so we snapped at the bait.
But why did we do that? Why was every last person on this plate so desperate, so eager to bite into that life-threatening hook, like a school of hungry fins? Is it really our fault? Or has the well been poisoned this whole time? Miss Liscarm, please have these people vacated within 10 minutes. Make it quick.
Jessica, find a way to call up Mr. Cliff, hurry.
On it. No good. I can't get through at all.
Keep trying.
No, sorry, Captain. I need to tell him what's happening here, face to face.
Then hurry. Now then, Helena, Jessica's gone to report the situation to upper management. In just a little while. You ever given any thought to your own future? I've always wanted to start a security company of my own. Would you take out a loan for it? Hypothetically, if I had to, because that's my dream. Then you better darn well be careful. That stack of cash only represents the future. It ain't gonna take you there. That's a painful lesson the guys you're protecting taught us firsthand. They're liars and thieves. They tamper with the street signs, then turn around and laugh at us for hurtling down dangerous roads in the dark of the night. I understand. I really do.
Run, Jessica, run! Mr. Governor, let's dive straight into the key issues. As we all know, there is still a number of areas in the transitional phase between frontier settlement and fully developed zone. Most of these settlements in the region are pioneer places with decades of history in their own core industries, but don't yet meet the standard to be considered nomadic cities, correct?
It's just as you say.
I've heard that the state government is currently grappling with the question of how to dispose of these plates.
Nomadic plates are an important strategic resource, so I cannot agree with your use of the word dispose. Providing assistance to these transitional areas and their residents has become one of the most important tasks items on our desk. For example, additional investment, tax exemptions, school admission discounts, and low-interest loans. All these policies are designed to benefit people living in those situations.
But will they really benefit?
Manager.
Fetch the authorization agreement, the one sent by the state government that allows it to mobilize private armed forces in case of emergency.
But
hurry it up. Don't just sit there gawking. Obiescu, no! Why are you in the yellow?
Decades ago, when our forefathers came here, the Colombian customs officials asked us about their dreams.
And oh, it's in the green now.
Later, when they developed the plate, on the plate was blooming. Later, when the development on the plate was blooming, you encouraged us to stride forward towards a brighter tomorrow, saying that all of Colombia wanted to hear our enthusiasm. But now that we're destitute, sickly, and worthless, you're slamming the door in our faces. That's not how this works. We'll holler, we'll shout, and we'll roar. So you best pick up your ears and listen. We cry out for a blizzard, and a mighty storm comes. Push out in the wilds with hardly a crumb.
I love how this guy's rage singing.
Far, far away from the lands where we've grown, searching for new lands, new soil to call home.
As one do. About these low-interest loans.
Did I catch you on the back foot? How unusual. Normally, you'd be bombarding me with questions.
To be honest, I think this is a rather tough question, and hope that you'll answer it truthfully. Some believe that providing a deferment on the interest is simply using tax money to subsidize the local economy, which is not only a waste of money but also dampens the enthusiasm of the residents and promotes laziness over self-reliance.
Speaking from the state's perspective, we've identified specific places where something similar can be observed, but we must also extend an appeal to our other citizens. Please show patience and wait for our projects in the transitional zones to fully come to fruition. I implore you to have faith that our local residents aren't lazy, but simply need time to rediscover how to use their legs to walk again. The day they're strong enough to cast aside their crutches, they will pay our Colombian brothers and sisters back in full, with their hearts full of gratitude for your generosity.
And now we're back at the bank. Found it! Go and close the windows, draw the curtains tight, and stay away from the doors and windows.
What are they doing outside? Singing?
Yes, they're singing to assert dominance, as one do.
The plow trudges on, the hammer strikes true.
With our own two hands, there's nothing we can't do. Ever since the day we were born, a heavy burden we've always worn. Your 10 minutes are up, seeing how they still refuse to vacate the premises. We'll have to resort to more forceful measures.
Sorry, ma'am, but we can't do that.
We shouldn't let these sorts of things get between our partnership. If you insist on neglecting your duties, then I can only regretfully inform you that your team is now under my direct command. Who the hell do you think you are? The agreement to reclaim this plate was jointly signed by the local government, the bank, and Black Steel. There are clauses within it stating that Black Steel's personnel must obey our commands and mobilize in case of extraordinary circumstances.
Like this group of singers standing outside, singing menacingly, of course. That is definitely extraordinary circumstances.
This is an authorization letter sent at the time of the signing. Please take a look.
You do not have the authority to override our actions, ma'am.
No, it says right here, in no uncertain terms, I do have that authority. Now, Miss Lisgarm, do it.
Apologies, but I'll have to kindly refuse.
Why are you refusing? I mean, what you are refusing is not a minor request from a small bank, but a direct order from the government. Don't forget, Black Steel is only what it is today because of the trust that Columbia has poured into it. But trust is easily broken. Even a tiny breach is enough to tear down everything that's been built up. Huh. Do it. Don't make me repeat myself.
We're the ones who starve. We're the ones who die.
For a null and empty check, we pay the final price.
We're not in that future. Oh my, oh my. Goodbye, my sweet home. A good long goodbye. Now far, far away from the lands where we've grown, still searching for new lands, new soil to call home. Ma'am, it makes no difference how many times you say it. I'm not going to open fire. Let me say this again, I will not open fire. Nor will I allow any of my squad members to do so. My job is simply to ensure that nobody breaks into the bank and threatens your precious lives. And as far as I can tell, these people pose no threat to you and merely wish to say goodbye. My sincerest condolences if your fragile heart is wounded by this.
I like that line. My sincerest condolences if your fragile heart is wounded by this.
I want to use a line like that someday. After all, parting is always such sweet sorrow. Isn't that right? Listen up, everyone. Nobody's allowed to move without my direct order. Roger. 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 Roger.
Now turn around, ma'am. This is what it truly means to sing, so just sit back and enjoy the show.
That's right.
I like how that lady, though, was just like, look at this paper I have. You have to listen to me now. It's like, yeah, no. It's like, ma'am, you're just embarrassing yourself at this point. Ooh, they're coming down from this way.
But no fear.
Okay, let's see. Right over Right over here is good. Or maybe I should have put them or him forward. Oh well, too late. This should be fine. I'm gonna start getting rid of these dudes. I might as well. They give me slight fear. Only the slightest bit of fear, but still fear nonetheless. And I don't like that. Okay, protect over here. Good job. And then over here. Actually, over here. Actually, no, over here. Yes, indeed. Okay, this is good so far. Okay, over here. Good job. Why not? Either way, actually. And I'll have her here. Because A is adorable. Okay, got rid of that scary dude. No fear. Might as well get more costs, because why not? Oh, it's another dude with a shield. You don't scare me, sir. Heh. No fear indeed. I'm assuming they're coming here, or at least that one is, so got him. Not scary right now. Oh no, it's another dude with a shield. Spooky scary. And done. Very, very nice. The vast lands of the frontier still have considerable potential for development, and we earnestly invite everyone whose talents have not yet been put to their best use to join us out there. But for those who remain steadfastly committed to their hometowns, we've also been preparing a plate redevelopment plan. And what is this plan exactly? For certain plates that have not been meeting industrial benchmarks, we've thought up redevelopment plans to give them a brand new image. The high-tech industries attracted by the state government will make use of these valuable plates to expand their cutting-edge businesses. What exciting news! I'm sure all the residents of those plates can't wait to see the bright new future that awaits them. We already have concrete plans for a number of them, including Bayswood, Dead Horse, and Davistown. What a name of a town! Imagine being like, so, like, where are you from? I'm from Dead Horse. I wonder if anyone in the audience is tuning in from any of those plates. I'm sure it'll be the best news they've heard all year. Sure, the best news.
Mr. Cliff, you wouldn't believe how excited I am to see the splendor of Fort Barron with my own eyes. You're too kind. It's our honor to work with a company like yours.
Ah, yes. An honor.
Ha ha ha. If at all possible, I would like to continue a partnership across other business ventures out on the frontier. I was just thinking the same thing.
You know, that is worth saying that. It's like, may I go out? It's like, I didn't say what I was doing when going out. Very, very smart. Totally worth it.
It's always a pleasure to speak with you, and I hope that never changes. After all, towing is a long process, and we might not be parting ways until the snow melts in the spring. Too soon if you ask me. A true pity.
Sir. Please, let me in. I have something urgent to report.
If you ever need anything, my door is always open.
Please open the door, sir. It's an emergency, I'm begging you.
Sounds like you have urgent matters to attend to. Give me just a minute. What are you doing here, Jessica? Who gave you permission to come yelling and banging on my door?
My apologies, sir, but the contents of Jessica's report are, in fact, urgent.
Out with it then.
That man over there.
May I use your restroom? Go ahead. Now, what exactly is so important that you had to come running to me?
The bank is trying to leverage a deal with the government to make us open fire on a civilian crowd.
And did you do it?
I can't say what happened after I left, but... No. There's no way we'd obey that order.
Alright, understand. You can leave now.
What are we gonna do about the residents?
That's none of your business.
But can you at least...
If you still don't get it, I'll spell it out for you. It's none of your business, and it's none of mine either.
Are you serious? Then what is your business? The massive kickback you're getting from the bank? The extra judicial privileges that the military grants you? Or is it the feeling you get when you trample people beneath your feet? The feeling of being superior to others? Cliff narrows his eyes, scanning the now unfamiliar mercenary before him from head to toe.
In my 90s, Jessica, it takes more than that to get me excited. I mean, I'm in my 90s, Jessica.
Oh, he's in his 90s. That means...
Are the others in their 90s too?
Including Helena, my lady. Why then? What do you get from surrounding yourself with these people? How can I not have suspicions? The way I see it, you've thrown away almost all of humanity, and for what?
Humanity. It's a word that means less and less to me as I get older. Black Steel's a PMC, and I'm the boss. What do I need pretty words for? To put it another way, Jessica, if those are the things you value so much, what are you doing here? I remember what your father once told me, that you wanted to resolve conflicts and protect others.
That's right.
In that case, why not become a police officer, a judge, or a peacekeeper? And if all that else fails, you could at least become a soldier to protect your family and the country, right? But you chose a mercenary. A job that uses force for money. A job that's inseparable from death and violence. A job that's devoid of glory or honor. And I know you're not short on cash either, so I ask you again, Jessica, what are you even doing here? If you haven't figured it out yet, then I can always give you my answer because I have one.
Ambition, for the sake of my own ambitions. To prove that I'm no less than my brothers and sisters. To prove that I am not a mediocre stain on my family. That's why I'm here.
Not bad. I like seeing that clarity and self-awareness. So don't just stand there and criticize the way I conduct my business. Your father's also an excellent businessman, and as his daughter, you do well to learn from him. You need to be more mature, more rational, less emotional. Secretary, escort her out. From now on, never let her in again, no matter what.
Decades ago, you sat back and watched your friends get taken captive. Decades later, you're doing the same thing as people are being driven from their homes. If that's what you call mature, rational, and level-headed choice, then I'd rather stay naive in my entire life. I'd rather remain a mediocre fool. Please leave, Miss Brinley. Don't touch me. I can leave on my own.
I see you've taken care of your business. That's right. However, I did hear some bad news, some very, very unfortunate news. Your subordinate gave my people an order to open fire at the entrance of the bank. Without asking, without permission. And why is that a problem? We have authorization from the government, and he provided us a team. When an urgent situation arises that requires force, I don't see why it's necessary to report our every move to you, line by line. You can rest assured that our people will show restraint, but during emergencies, our own needs must come first. I don't think you understand what I'm saying. This is very bad news, not for me, for you. Surely you jest! Nobody can go over my head and command my troops. If you really want us to coexist in harmony going forward, you'd best remember those words.
Ooh, he's telling him off. Have you finished sorting out that batch of documents? I'm going through them right now. I'll have them ready shortly. I just saw a repossession document. Leon Theremin just recently sold his shares. But this blank contract prepared for him showed up in a pile of documents dating back more than a decade. And it's not just this one document. Many of them have been misplaced and don't have any signatures on them. They weren't misplaced, they were prepared in advance. But 10 years ago, many of these people hadn't even set foot in the bank yet. Sylvia, we have a professional actuarial system. Our concern has never been collecting a bit of interest on the loans. We've always had our eyes on the prize, and that's never changed. Everything here. That isn't what you told me before. True, you aren't part of the inner circle, so it's understandable that you'd be out of the loop. All the more reason to work harder and rise through the ranks. But given the current situation, I think you best make full use of the opportunity that you have before you. What opportunity?
Woody, where did you go? What happened to your arm?
Pushed my luck a little, and they finally put me in my place.
Helena, if I were to leave this town, would you come with me?
What did guy say to you?
Nothing. Just proved once and for all that he's still a good-for-nothing bastard.
Aw, I like how Woodrow's inviting Helena, but sorry Woodrow, she's coming to my Rose Island. Well, you can come here too, actually.
But that good-for-nothing bastard is the reason you left Laterano without a second thought. First set foot on Colombian soil and joined a war that took nearly everything from you. The ideals he painted back then were so mesmerizing, so tempting. To be a hero, to lead our people to end the war, to build a new paradise beyond Laterano. You know how it is for youngins, with their heads in the clouds, always following whoever shows the most confidence when peddling their dreams. I know, Woody, I know. But I ain't even saying that you were tricked. I'm just saying, you don't have to be ashamed of your past. It don't matter where your journey started because it brought you here. Those mistakes made you who you are. Sure, you can look back every now and then, but don't you ever regret it. Helena. Care for a dance, Woody? I can teach you. When I was 18, some awkward fella taught me these steps. He was a complete fool through and through, but that didn't stop me from loving the dance. Actually, I already know how to dance. Oh? How come I never knew that? Since when? Since I was little, and of course you didn't know. I never told you. Where'd you learn? On my way back to the dorms. Wanna give it a go then? It'd be my pleasure, ma'am.
Aw, I want to see their dance. Why didn't you just walk away when you got the order to vacate them? When you're disobeying orders, might as well go all the way. Shh, what a drama queen. Even the squads that showed up later could tell that you were staying behind to make sure it didn't get out of hand. So, how's your forehead doing? Didn't expect your own people to wear kitty gloves when the crowd but show no mercy to the coworkers. I'm fine, just a scratch. And at the end of the day, we were the first to disobey orders. I didn't know what to do at that point either, so I just went back to the basics, made sure that nobody got hurt. Well, you did a damn good job, teacher's pet. By the way, there's something I've been meaning to tell you all day, but never got the chance. Happy New Year! Let me check. Sorry, but it's already past midnight. So what? I suppose it's not important. Maybe it just sucks that I wasn't the one to say it first. Happy New Year. These two are cute together. They're adorable. Happy New Year. The heavy iron door shuts tightly, and the mechanism springs up into place with the sound of a dull collision, stealing off the smell of ink coming from within. An intoxicating smell. With just one whiff, people will start having wondrous illusions. All their desires can be at their fingertips, and all their regrets can be made right. What do you really want? And what do you regret? Sylvia. I guess she's asking herself that. Top of your class again? Golly. How did someone like me give birth to a kid as smart as you? I couldn't be more proud of you, Sylvie. Sylvia is smart. Are you serious, Sylvie? That's the best financial institution in all of Colombia. Goodness gracious, I can't believe my daughter actually made it. I'm so proud of you. I really can't say enough. Sylvie, are you sure you want to work in a bank back home? You know, I don't want my position to get in the way of what you want, especially with a decision as important as this one. I'm so proud of you, my daughter. Go, Sylvie. You can always find another job. I'll be fine. No matter what you do, your mom will always be proud of you. Even when I'm no longer here. You're my pride and joy, forever and always. Mom, I hope you'll always be proud of me. It is a magical smell that can even twist the threads of time. Within it, a tiny infant picks up a kite that will now take flight for decades, and a sickly old man sees the honeyed candy he'd longed for when he was 3. Nobody can resist his temptation. I want honey candy now. Honey is so tasty. And now CV7. White heat. Okay, a similar layout to last time. Kind of, sort of, not really, but close enough. Wait a second, I'm not bringing anyone. I'm just gonna bring myself because I can farm easily afterwards. Hehe. I guess they're heading to the frontier now? I want that beanie still. New Year's came and went, but the freezing wind and snow continued to nip at Davistown, leaving not a shred of warmth. Amidst the crowd outside the plate, waiting for their ride, Miles drowsily thinks to himself, how long has it been since he waited for a bus like this in the cold? So, what kind of place are you headed to in the frontier, old man?
Somewhere warmer than here at least. Don't worry about me. They showed me mercy by allowing me to be buried along with my old neighbors.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
What's done is done, kid. Best to just move on and stay out of trouble. Right, I just remembered. The last time I was waiting for a ride like this, it was to head to a nomadic city to attend my little sister's funeral. It was a cold day just like this one. Helena, Woodrow, and Leon. They all stayed with me as I waited for the convoy to show up. I was holding a bouquet stuck inside a vase from Helena's diner, and wearing an old suit Leon lent me. Freezed my ass off for hours. Weirdly, I can even clearly remember how long Woodrow's beard was that day, but everything after I got on that bus was just a blur. Like looking through a layer of frosted glass. I think I went to a huge city, but it also seemed smaller than Davistown. I think I cried a lot, but it also feels like I didn't cry at all. After that, it's just me hopping on a bus back to town, and my friends helping me get off. I actually do remember what happened after that. I went to Helena's place and started drinking, got pretty sloshed, but I somehow still remember everything I said that night.
The convoy to the frontier has arrived. Hop on the bus, people of Davistown. I hope the bus is at least heated.
Even my precious baby sister's gone. All I got left is Davistown, and I'm gonna follow her to the grave, damn it. You hear me, Leon? I'm gonna dig my grave here. And when the time comes... Don't you act like I've forgotten, Miles. You told me, when the time comes, stuff my body into the plate's furnace, and see if my ashes can make the people here sneeze.
What a final wish! The engineer throws his head back and takes another huge swig.
As soon as you finished talking, the town was perfectly fine, but I was the one who got the mother of all sneezes. Back then, nobody laughed. Nobody could laugh at all. But now it seems so damn funny. What do you think? Don't just sit there all quiet. Drink, Miles, drink.
Sorry we're late. Woodrow, Helena, where's Leon?
Right before he left, he said that he needed some time to figure things out. That he'd be back later, then popped open another bottle. But we're out of time. No big deal if anything. Maybe it's better this way. Shh, damn weather. Why does it have to be so cold? Well, once you're on that bus, you can kiss this weather goodbye.
Woodrow?
Ain't nothing wrong with what he said.
I'm sorry.
Stop apologizing, Jessica. This whole time it was the bank's fault, Black Seal's fault, and sometimes even our own fault. But you never did nothing wrong. So stop blaming yourself. We weren't expecting much from you in the first place.
Miles realizes his mistake the moment the words leave his lips, but before he has a chance to explain himself, the convoy leader has already grabbed his arm.
If you had something to say, you should have said it earlier. Now get on. You're the last one. Jessica,
If we wait any longer, I trust you'll take personal responsibility for any rust hammers or catastrophes that show up.
Now get a move on.
Don't take it the wrong way, Jessica. That's not how you meant it. I know, but he's not wrong either. I've done so much here, but in the end, I never actually accomplished anything. Nothing's changed. What an awkward note to leave off on for Miles. He's probably like, oh crud, oh crud, oh crud. I'm so sorry, Jessica. I didn't mean it like that.
Who is it? Oh, Woodrow. Or is it Helena? Stop rushing me. I already said I'm over it. I'm gonna go see Miles off. What do you want? Huh. What? You're here to chase me out too?
Unlike what Leon is used to seeing, Sylvia does not apologize, bow her head, and run off. She stands there for a moment, tightly clutching something to her chest, then stiffly puts one foot forward and walks into the diner. She keeps walking until she reaches a seat closest to the counter, sits down with her back to the door, and stares straight at the empty chair in front of her. Mr. Theremin, are Woodrow and Helena going to come back?
Woodrow and Helena? How's it any of your business? They went to see Miles off.
The cold wind blowing in from the crack in the door Sylvia left behind whispers as it circles past the mouth of the empty beer bottle. It sends a shiver down Leon's spine.
They went to see Miles off and will be back in a bit, but nobody wants to see you. Got it. If you do, then scram. Just leave me alone.
Sylvia's fingers are tightly clasped together on top of the table. She gulps down a mouthful of water and forces herself to turn and look at Leon's face. It is then that he finally sees what she's been clutching. A ring, silver in color with a few diamonds inlaid across it. Mr. Theremin, I can't...
Who gave you that ring hanging around your neck?
The ring?
Couldn't have been me or Benny, so that leaves... him?
Their eyes meet. Sylvia nods slightly and clutches the ring once again, her eyes burning with an almost crazed determination. The look in her eyes reminds Leon of someone, Carl's eyes. The night before he departed, he disappeared for a few hours, and when he returned, his eyes looked exactly like those of the person now in front of him. I guess no one knew that Sylvia and Carl were together. You know, Jessica, our team also had to pull out of Davistown the moment we received the order. Whatever else happens here, we have to return to the ship. I know that. We're leaving. Miles has already left. Woodrow and Helena said they're leaving too. Leon probably won't stay either. Everyone will be gone. But what have I done for them? Well, if you ask me, you cleaned up the bandits terrorizing the place, helped Leon save his house, and told Cliff that the bank had overstepped its authority. even if you don't want to acknowledge it. But in the end, it was all in vain. I let everyone down. Or maybe even worse, it's just as Miles said. Nobody expected anything from me in the first place. It's all because I went and stuck my nose where it didn't belong. Jessica. No, even so, I still... Laura, I need to go out for a walk. Now's not the time for that. We're about to return to the land ship. I'll help you pack your stuff, so just take a nice nap. I'll wake you up when it's time to go, okay? I have to do this. Where are you going? I don't know. You sure about this? Don't take too long, okay? I'll try my best. Just keep walking, just keep walking.
Stop drinking already, Leon. Wait, you're sober? As sober as I ever am. Wait, and Sylvia, what's she doing here? She insisted on waiting for you two to get back, so she could have a chat with all of us.
Sylvia stands up from her seat, still gripping the ring tightly. Blue veins are visible across her white knuckles. Helena, Woodrow, Mr. Theremin, I know of some money in the bank.
Of course there's money in the bank. What's the point of telling us that?
I mean, Blacksteel delivered a large sum of cash to serve as reserve funds. And it's all sitting in a vault right now.
Why?
The bank wants to prepare for Davistown's new residents. They're going to clear out the entire plate to welcome the precision technicians, R&D personnel, and managers from that form the cornerstones of the new industries. To meet the demand for their deposits and loans, there's a lot more cash in the bank than usual. Maybe enough to let a group of people start a new life in the frontier. So, that's the situation. Ooh, are we having a bank heist?
That's it. What are you getting at, Sylvia? Someone actually sober wouldn't be asking that, Leon. But here's my question. If you're saying what I think you are, I need to know. Sylvia, do you expect us to return the money to its rightful owners? Or do you want us to take it by force?
Sylvia nods slightly in an almost unrecognizable manner, then continues fidgeting with the ring in her chest while waiting for the final judgment. The diner is deathly quiet.
At least we're on the same page. Leon, you in or not? Say something. No, I know this money should have been ours, but I don't want to be a criminal scum like those bandits. You really think the bandits were the biggest crooks in Davistown? So you're with her, Woodrow? No.
No?
I admire her courage, but this is too much of a long shot.
I like how the only one who's like, you know what, bank heist sounds good, is Helena. The other guys are just like, nah, too risky. I ain't into that kind of thing. Well, Helena's like, what? But why?
For example, Sylvia, you got a map of the bank?
Yes.
Give it here.
I don't have anything on paper, but I do know that it's 100 paces from the bank's front entrance to the master control switch. Based on my stride, that make it about 200 feet. Before that, there are 3 turns at step 44, step 74, and 93. The landmarks are a potted plant, a floor lamp, and a counter. From the master control switch to the entrance of the vault, you have to pass through the reception room, go through a hidden doorway, and then down a 36-step stairwell. Afterward, there'll be a straight path, which will take...
You actually memorized all that? Doubtful. Sylvia, how far is it from your seat to the entrance of the diner?
I just walked 18 paces, and after the 6th step, I made a right angle turn for a total distance of about 36 feet.
She didn't memorize it. She's just been there countless times, as you just heard. Woodrow, what do you reckon our odds are if you joined us? And what about with Leon? How are we supposed to get all this cash out to the frontier without leaving any traces? I can take care of that. I doubt you can survive out there. But what about the money? I mean, I don't doubt that you can survive out there. But what about the money?
Helena lets out a sigh. She nimbly hops over the bar counter, picks up the knife on the table, and bends down to pry up the floorboards. Creak, creak. Pop. A cloud of dust, ancient and full of history, rises from her feet.
Don't act like you've got me all figured out just because you found that box when the water leaked. The man who left me this place, as well as his passbook. Any idea when I met him? Surprise me. When I was 18. At the time, my old man was trying to sell me to his boss's son so he could climb up in the ranks. When I heard the news, I ran to the bar and hid there all night, which is where I met him. In the end, we hopped on his burden beast in the dead of night and rode until that stifling old place was nothing but a distant memory. Wait, you eloped with him when you were 18, but by the time you got here...
We'd broken up. Hadn't seen him for over 2 decades. What a history, Helena!
I lived by my lonesome in the frontier for over 20 years. You'd think, after all that time, I wouldn't have learned how to line my petticoats with goldbacks.
Helena flashes a sweet smile, removes the weapon from her shoulder, and places it on the table in front of Sylvia.
If you boys ain't in, I'll do it myself. You and Sylvia are going to rob a bank, just the two of you? Maybe I'll be caught outside the vault, maybe I'll get trapped inside and end up a pile of bones buried in cash. Maybe I'll die trying to escape, either way. As long as I draw breath, I will see this done.
Ooh, hello, hello.
That's how I'm approaching this anyhow. Helena, you're cool. Now, I need to know where you two stand.
Leon takes out a wrench from his tool belt and places it next to Helena's weapon.
Your move, Woody.
Oh,
Leon's been convinced.
Hello, hello.
Who's there? Jessica? What are you? Why now of all times?
I don't know.
You don't know?
But I need to do something. I need to make a difference.
If what Miles said is still bothering you, you best just forget about it. You still got the time, the energy, to do so many great things. No need to tie yourself down to Davistown and a bunch of old fogies past their prime.
What do you mean, old fogies past their prime? No, Woodrow. Too many times now, I've had the drive, but kept falling short for any number of reasons. I didn't have the ability or the time. The situation changed on me, orders or requests. Even now, I'm not sure what it is I can do. I'm stuck watching helplessly as you're all driven away one by one to an uncertain future in the frontier. If I don't make any difference this time, I feel like I might get used to it, to never making a difference. And if that happens, I can see myself believing, to protect my own mental health, that I've always been incompetent, that I could never protect anyone. I can see myself thinking there was never any special meaning to picking up a gun, that I just made a wrong turn somewhere in life and was just stuck with it. I don't want that to happen, so much so that I die to make sure it doesn't. Sylvia? If you truly see this as your last chance, well, this is also our last chance to take back what's rightfully ours in the bank. Will you help us, Jessica? As soon as Sylvia stands up, Jessica sees the look in her face, in her eyes. Her complexion is frighteningly pale, but her cheeks are unusually sanguine, in a way that only serves to make the former more shocking.
Enough.
Woodrow? Why are you pointing your gun at me?
Forget everything you just heard, and scram.
Why? What's the meaning of this?
We have to get to the bank. Sylvia.
And take back what belongs to Davistown. Take back?
Go, Jessica. Go back to your friends.
Woodrow!
You came here for a shoulder to cry on, and we offered you a hot drink and a pat on the shoulder, no more, no less. You're still young. Every day of your life is a new beginning. I'm serious.
As if her tears had frozen over and evaporated, Jessica's vision suddenly becomes clear. She sees the unusual blush across Sylvia's cheeks. She sees the wrench and the unfamiliar weapon sitting on the table. She sees a dark hole in the muzzle of Woodrow's gun. For the first time in her life, she makes up her mind in a split second. She walks towards Woodrow's pistol, approaches Sylvia, and draws her own gun from her waist before placing it on the table in front of her. I'm in. Ooh, so we are having a heist. Oh no, how bad is the boss gonna be in the next fight? No fear.
It's just gonna be like a security system. Why should I be scared of that? Cries.
It'll be fine.
No! No, not Myrtle. Oh, sadness. Pure sadness. Big oof.
Nah, it feels like Jessica would make this kind of decision. She wants to be a hero after all. And she's given the option, or the chance to be a hero. So why wouldn't she go for it? Let's see. You know, over here is good. Ooh, that thing's gonna hurt. But it's okay. It's fine, I have a healer.
No pain, no gain.
But what if I don't want any pain still? Oh well, too late.
No regrets.
This is fine. Jessica's co-workers would probably be into it, or at least the ones that we know. They'd be like, dang, that's cool. Like, why weren't we invited? Like, Jessica's having all the fun. And oh, these are kind of tough. But nah, no fear. No fear, no fear, no fear. Go get him. Actually, yeah, right here's good. Stay alive. Very, very good. Yeah, like that. That's good. Oh yeah, that ain't bad at all, actually. Boop. Yay. I can farm the stage if I want to now. All squads are fully prepared and ready to return to the landship at a moment's notice. Where's Jessica? Still can't reach her? Her communicator is broken again. Twice in one operation? That's too much of a coincidence. What is that girl up to? Jessica, you're finally back. Sorry. Don't worry about it. Laura's already packed your bags. It's not that. I'm here to say goodbye. Goodbye?
Are you applying for temporary leave?
I guess.
And your reason for doing so?
Personal reasons. There's some personal stuff I have to do no matter what.
And how long will you be gone?
I don't know. Maybe a week, maybe a year.
Did you hit your head? Do you really expect us to grant temporary leave for up to a year?
If that isn't an option, then can I hand in my resignation? You're quitting? Alright, you said from the start that you're here to say goodbye, and goodbyes don't need an application.
I don't know what brought this on all of a sudden, but I need to remind you, if you leave the team, everything you've worked so hard for in Black Steel will likely go up in smoke. Whatever it is you need to do, are you willing to trade all of your efforts until now for it?
She wants to have an epic heist.
These are the last explosives left in the mine. Let's go grab them.
Okay. After this bank heist, if the others get in touch with Miles again, I wonder if Miles would be jealous. He'd be like, "What? You guys had a bank heist? Dang, I should have stayed back."
I'll do the inspection. You go ahead and rest for now.
Leon,
What is it?
are you sure about this? About blowing up the furnace? I know I shouldn't be saying this, but you were so reluctant when we talked about blowing up the energy tower.
If we don't blow it up, how else are we gonna seal the secret passage and hide Helena's whereabouts? As for what I personally think, it ain't important. Don't matter no more. Ain't a single thing left in Davistown that can be fixed up. But if we get that money, there's still hope for us. Someday down the road, out on the frontier, right?
There will be, for sure.
Heh, hope. Who knew one last glimmer of hope will be so damn expensive? But for this last bit of hope, for this ticket not to reach the end of the line today, I have to accept that, even if it costs me my life.
I have no idea what you're trying to accomplish, Jessica, but can you guarantee that you won't regret it? No regrets! When using the welding gun, pay attention to the angle between it and the weld. Holding it too high causes splattering and makes it easy to get hurt. For a woman who runs a diner, you sure know way too many things.
Heh,
I spent more than 2 decades traveling across Grand Columbia. I had a lot of choices. If Jessica told a hero story like that, I'd love it. Bank heists in games are fun. Like heck, one of my favorite bank heists is for Blue Archive because I love the masks. I'd like it if even here if they could use masks. But I doubt it. When you got dumped, did you ever think about going home?
Dumped? Oh, I get it. Leon must have gotten the wrong idea. Nah, I'm the one who dumped him. He ended up being a real, by-the-book sort of fella. Didn't see that gruff face of his one bit. Back then, I was dead set on traveling across Columbia with him, but he thought I was too wild. Still, we supported each other across the Barrens, and I ain't saying it was a bad life. But one night, he suddenly proposed to me, said he couldn't stand all that wandering no more, and he wanted to settle down on some plate. Going through the same motions at the same place over and over again, I couldn't imagine a worse punishment. So I turned him down, left him all my money and possessions, and told him I'd make a terrible wife. Then I mounted my burden beast and rode off into the sunset. Helena, I want to hear more of your stories, girl. That is hilarious. Yeah, no, I don't want to get married to you. That sounds boring. Bye. But you still ended up in Davistown. In his letter, he said that he'd finally fulfilled his old dream and wanted me to drop by to visit. So I came here thinking the whole trip about how to turn him down in a way that let him keep his middle-aged dignity. But you know the rest. I was too late. He'd already passed away. And then you inherited his diner and stayed. I didn't inherit it. I recaptured it. It had been ransacked by a gang of thugs. Must have fought off at least 15 of them. Huh? That's how life is. Romantic stories ain't always have romantic reasons. More often than not, the journey is just the punchline. She just beat up a big group of dudes, as one do. It's like, it's mine now. Yoink. All these years, have you ever had any regrets? Regrets? Like for eloping, for breaking up, for not being able to see him one last time, or for staying behind in Davistown, stuff like that. Nope. I feel bad about a lot of things, but I wouldn't say I regret them. I've enjoyed the results of my choices and accepted the costs, all with complete peace of mind. You go, ma'am. I don't know. You made such a huge decision without even thinking it through.
That's not what I mean. I've given a lot of thought to your questions, and I've heard other people's answers too. In a sense, I even agree with them. But I can't just regurgitate what they've said and let them make my choices for me, because in the end, their answers aren't mine. I don't know if throwing away my past life is too steep of a cost. I don't know if I'll regret this later, nor do I know what'll happen to me in the future. But despite all that, I have to do this.
I understand. Nevertheless, I have to reject Jessica Brinley's request to be temporarily discharged from the team.
I see. Then I'll have to resign.
Jessica.
Liscarm. Captain?
Even the slickest, most experienced veterans who don't give two shits about their job wouldn't throw around the word resign as casually as you do. But I also have to imagine that maybe what I'm seeing here is a Jessica who's finally cast aside her fears and self-doubt. A Jessica who's truly found herself. I still object to your decision vehemently, but if you've made up your mind...
I'm sorry, I really am. Give it a break already, and stay safe out there. Jessica! I'm sorry, Lara. To tell you the truth, I had an inkling this would happen when I couldn't contact you. But if you already made up your mind, can I get one last hug? Think of it as a parting gift.
No need for a parting gift. You all can just be in my Rhodes Island.
Before Jessica can answer, Laura has already taken a few steps forward and wraps her arms tightly around her. With her back to Liscarm and Franca, she also stuffs a tiny slip of paper into Jessica's pocket. Wait until we're gone to read it. Take care. Stay safe.
Anything else we need to do, Captain?
No. Then, let's get going.
Goodbye, team.
Oh, cute! Woodrow, are you and Leon really going to be safe out there in the woods? After the heist, there will definitely be a bunch of people after you.
You really need to start thinking about your own future instead of fretting over us geezers.
I haven't given it much thought. Maybe I'll have plenty of time to figure it out from a jail cell.
Not planning on staying a mercenary?
I just don't want to spend the rest of my life on a battlefield.
Jessica, whether you decide to keep fighting or not, or to put the battlefield behind you, I just hope you won't blame yourself for not finding an answer.
What did you end up choosing?
After the Revolutionary War, I stumbled around blindly for a long, long time, until I finally decided to live a boring life day by day.
Does it really count as an answer?
Why not? Just because you're the only one who thinks so doesn't mean it's wrong. You're still young. Got a long road ahead of you.
Will I find my answer? As she looks at the now abandoned safe house, Jessica feels a soreness coming from her nose. She sniffles and gives it a rub, then opens up the slip of paper from before. Following the instructions of a few numbers scribbled on the note, Jessica turns to an inconspicuous corner of the safe house, where she finds a partition made from wooden boards. 5, 6, 7. The back of the 8 board is hollow. The cavity behind the board is filled to the brim with equipment, all brought here by Jessica herself, when she set out from the Black Steel's landship. Sitting on top is another note in the same style of scribbles. I take it you have unfinished business in Davistown. The gear should come in handy. Just forget about everything else and do it. I believe in the choice you made, so believe in yourself too. At the bottom of the note is one last line. Goodbye, Jessica. Hopefully you already parted ways on a high note.
Yo, Laura, you cool.
Ooh, hello, hello. I love how Laura's also like, yeah, I hope Jessica does a thing, so I'm gonna prep some stuff for her. I'm gonna write a note and another note. Okay, there. Sorry, I'm not late, am I? I needed some time to sort through my gear.
It's fine. We've still got 5 minutes. Where'd you get all this stuff?
A parting gift from a friend.
Then I'll have to give him... Then I'll have to give him a right and proper thank you if we ever meet again. One last rundown. After we get through the door, Helena and Leon are in charge of clearing any obstacles and grabbing the money. Jessica and I will be on crowd control. Then we catch up afterwards. Once the deed is done, Helena takes the money with her through the secret passage, while the rest of us draw attention away from her. Any questions? If only there were more explosives. We ought to give that bank a little surprise.
Settle down. If the info we got from Sylvia is correct, we will need to save most of them to breach the last door.
The key to our success is speed. We don't have much time. The mercs on duty will be back in half an hour.
Even if we can get the job done in that time, the explosion will definitely attract Blacksteel's attention. However, most of the mercenaries are back on the land ship tonight, and it'll take them time to arrive.
If it comes to that, just leave it to me. I'll buy you the time you need. Time to go.
The heist is on.
Who the hell are you? Hands off the alarm. Hag!
This is a robbery. Well, they're being upfront about it. As long as y'all cooperate, nobody's getting hurt or dying tonight.
No, wait. How is this happening? Shh. See, you're in the same boat as that other young lady over there. This is your one warning. We won't be so kind next time. Now then, folks, don't panic and follow our instructions. Those are the conditions for your survival.
Seeing how there are no objections, why don't y'all mosey on over to the main lobby and squat down with your hands on your heads? We all know each other here. No funny business.
Now move it.
You'll need to pass through the total of 4 doors to get to the vault. The first is the door to the reception area, which needs a key, but any employee can get it. The second is a passcode lock in the reception room. The code changes every day, but there are certain rules. From what I've gathered, today's code should be... Hopefully it's the right code she got.
Perfect. The reception room key works.
Next up is a secret door, behind the tapestry to the right of the entrance. Over here, looks like Sylvia was right on the money.
794461. It worked? Well, I'll be damned. The girl's got one good head on your shoulders.
What's next? Inside the vault, there are 2 more doors. One's a security fence, the other is a vault door, weighing dozens of tons. The security fence can be broken through by force, but because it's connected to the security system, the only safe way through is via a passcode. The code is split up into 3 parts, one for the president, one for the manager, and another randomly generated by a cipher. The cipher is located in the safe inside the reception room, and you'll have to force that one open.
How'd it go? Didn't damage anything inside the safe, did you? Mint condition. Can't believe your skills haven't rusted after not using them in years. What's the matter? That was an invitation for you to start bragging, I mean. Ain't nobody else in the town with your skill set. Don't mind me. Just worried how Woodrow's doing. And that's number 22. Now you're all tied up. Next up is...
I never imagined these would be the circumstances we meet again in, Miss Brinley. I'd recommend worrying about your responsibilities first. Also, I've heard that this bank keeps a series of secret numbers, 2 of which are held by you and this gentleman here. I hope you're both willing to cooperate.
Now take a walk with us. If you're not feeling cooperative, well, guess I'll have to shoot you. Pick up the pace.
Good evening, you two.
Helena! What is the meaning of this?
You've got nothing to fear, sir. I just want to ask you a few simple questions. Will you tell us the passcode, or do we tie you to this door and blast you both to pieces? Your choice. Friendly reminder, it is not a crime to reveal secrets under life-threatening duress.
You damn thugs. 5. Don't even think about it. You bastards don't deserve a single penny. You all deserve to rot out in the frontier. 4. You complacent idiots put all your eggs into the mine, yet still have the gall to whine to the bank after getting wiped out. 3. Nobody gives a damn about your rotten minerals. It's the era of high-tech and automaton now. Your only value to Columbia is to be thrown out into the frontier. The sooner the better. 2. You filthy, uneducated hicks. You idiots don't have a damn clue what numbers means. Serves you right for getting tricked. 1.
And now he's like, of course.
654784. Ha. Never seen anyone spit out a string of numbers that fast. Okay. Now that your boss has squealed, it's your turn, ma'am. Give me the passcode or die. Hurry up and tell them already. Do you really want to die here?
Mr. Thurman, what would you even do with the money? Do you seriously think you can get rid of us and start over out on the frontier? Of course you can't. We're everywhere. We will follow your footsteps and find you no matter where you go. The money you steal will smell as sweet as honey. And soon enough, our local associates will swarm all over you to eat it up. And with the promise of a few extra benefits, they'll even personally deliver your heads to us on a silver platter.
What's the goddamn passcode?
Hello? 36864. Go on, take it. You won't accomplish a thing, my friends. Nothing will change. This tragedy is doomed to happen again and again.
Shut up.
Shut up? It's human nature to be greedy, and Mr. Thurman here is a prime example. Had he not been so eager to cling onto things that never belonged to him... You shut your mouth! How far you've fallen to mingle with this sorry lot, Miss Jessica Brinley. Leon Thurman here could have left this place ages ago, taken his children with him to Ironforge City, New Lightburg, or Bunker Hill. What kind of blasting engineer wouldn't be able to earn enough to put food on the table? How else would he have ended up like this, if not for his greed?
You. Leon, she's right. The door's open.
Leon suddenly turns to look at Helena without saying a word. She's shocked to see the panic in his eyes. It takes her a few moments to understand why.
Sorry, I meant she gave us the right passcode. I know. It's fine, I know.
While the lady was talking, I would have wanted to put like duct tape over her mouth. Be like, shh, shh, no more monologuing. No, not for you. If you managed to open the first 3 doors, congratulations. The last is merely an extra credit question. It appears the most complicated, but the solution is the simplest. Blast it open.
Leon, how are the explosives? Primed and ready. Do it.
Like a precise surgical operation, the steel bars buried deep within the concrete are located with pinpoint accuracy and twisted until they break under the force of an explosion. The fuel ignites under tremendous temperatures, bursting into layers upon layers of flames that gently wrap around the steel. Then, at the moment it lets its guard down, all of its defenses are stripped away. Ooh, they made it! I love that image. The powerful backdraft caused by the explosion tears apart the stack of banknotes floating on the upper level, and the shredded paper is sent spiraling down the underground cavity. For a few moments, the snowfall here is heavier than it is outside. The 4 people present are rendered speechless by this snow that so many people could only dream of seeing.
Breathtaking.
Lord Almighty, I've never seen this much money in my life.
But it's also nothing compared to what the bank has bled from us.
I feel like if Jessica's family catches wind of what Jessica did, they probably cover it up. They're rich enough to, right? They're like, gosh darn it, our youngest daughter. Ah, fine, let's cover it up.
No time for idle thoughts, folks. Start filling those bags. We've got more than enough to keep us busy. Don't just stand there gawking. What are you thinking about?
Nothing in particular. It's just... This is the first time in my life I've ever wanted money so badly. It feels new and exciting.
Oh, and now time for the final boss.
Oh gosh, how bad will this fight be? I'll find out soon. So long, stooge. Oh! I'm happy it's only one exit and 4 entrances. No fear. This is fine. Completely fine. Hold on for 10 more minutes. Blacksteel's convoy will be here soon.
That's not going to take us to the energy tower. I'll stay behind. Y'all go on ahead.
How much time can you buy us?
How much time do you need?
At least half an hour? Woodrow draws his revolver from its holster and counts the bullets.
An hour, maybe? You need time to set the explosives, too.
More than enough. Woodrow.
Goodbye, Woodrow. Hurry. Right, Jessica.
What is it, sir?
Thanks. Thanks for bringing it all the way here.
Woodrow flexes his hat and turns around to walk down the long street. Soon, his silhouette has disappeared into the night, leaving only a farewell ringing in the air.
Until we meet again, friends.
I wonder how Benny's gonna feel hearing about the heist. He'll be like, what? My dad robbed the bank? The bank? Right after I left. The day after I left? I missed out on all the fun.
Sir, we finished testing the propulsion equipment. The engineering team is double-checking the connection's structural integrity now.
Uh-oh. Oh, that's gonna be annoying.
Sir? What's the ETA of our departure? Everything should be ready by Wednesday. Good. Very good.
Pardon me, but I have something to report.
I'll take my leave then. All right. What is it?
The team stationed on the plate has requested backup. They say a gang of robbers has blown open the bank's vault door and has stolen all the reserve funds inside. There are 4 of them, and they've all been identified. It's Mr. Bianchi and his friends, as well as...
As well as who?
As well as Miss Brinley.
Huh.
Should we send anyone, considering that you just sent away all the security personnel stationed at the bank the other day?
Let's prioritize preparing to tow the plate. No need to stop the work we have on hand, but send out anyone we have to spare.
One more thing. Considering Miss Brinley's unique status, should we...
Don't hurt her. We have to save face for the Brinleys after all. As for Woody, I don't see us subduing him uninjured. Forget it. Just make sure he stays alive. As for the rest, let the troops do as they see fit.
Alright, understood.
Right. Which one's carrying the cash?
Still unclear.
No matter who it is, send Tila and have her keep a close eye.
Ooh. I wonder if they're gonna be sent back. Like if Laura sees Jessica, she'd be like, oh, I saw nothing. Like, oops. Oh, this area. Yeah, I didn't see anyone go by. Have you heard the news, Jessica? We have to do something. The order from above is that, aside from Jessica and Woodrow, the teams can deal with everyone else as they see fit. That's all it says.
Franca, tell everyone to prepare to deploy. We've got the order to hunt them down too.
And you're going to follow it?
We can help them, or we could take them in. But either way, it's a race against time. We need to find them before anyone else does.
Helena, Leon, this is as far as I can take you. I'm hearing sounds of transports that aren't from the main street. Blacksteel probably sent additional men after us, just as we anticipated.
Are we going through the plan?
Yes, I'll stay outside to lure them away.
Godspeed. Leave this last leg of the journey to us.
Phew. Okay, Jessica. Now you can trust Now you can only trust yourself. Keep on running, keep on running.
Looks like Black Steel will be dragging the plate off to the city in the next couple of days. They've only a few guys guarding the door, but they have everyone else working on the connection.
Perfect. Won't be too hard to deal with then.
How are those soldiers doing?
Sleeping like babies. Might wake up with a sore neck though.
We need to hurry. If we want to blow up the power plant and seal off the passage completely, we need to set up the explosives there.
Look at those car lights. The Black Steel people must be getting close to the mine.
Helena, you should go. I can take care of this by myself.
Leon.
Your job is more important. We still haven't broken through their defenses. Not a single car can get close to the central avenue. How many robbers are there out in the street? Just one. A Sancta. Is the backup here yet? Not yet. Let's stop the car here. Have everyone still with us bring their gear. We'll go up around the road and break through from there.
Sounds like Woodrow's able to hold them back pretty good.
Ambush up ahead. Going by the bullet marks, that's black steel etched ammo. Good news, we found our princess. Give me the amplifier. Ahem. Miss Brinley, whatever your reasons are for participating in this robbery, we won't make this hard on you as long as you cooperate and turn yourself in. Draw her attention. I'll send out a drone to track her.
Stay back. I'm not surrendering.
The bullet came from the dino over there. Let's get in position. We'll attack as soon as we're ready. Miss Brinley, you may not understand what's going to happen to you after this. You'll be sent to prison, be abandoned by your friends and family, and society will look at you with disdain. Can you really bear all that?
Sir, with all due respect, I've worked with everyone at Black Steel for a long time now. I'm not the naive rich girl I used to be. I know better than anyone what the price of this is, but I still have to do it. There are some things you just do, no matter the price.
The guy up ahead, that him? Sure, he looks like a normal old man. But you see those transports flipped upside down? He did that.
Like a wandering lost soul, the figure stands still in the middle of the road, under the flickering streetlights.
Kid, is there something you can't say to my face? He can hear us from this far away? I've lived in far noisier places than this. I only survived this long thanks to my sharp ears. A legendary mercenary like you must have a lot of awe-inspiring stories to tell. A legendary mercenary. Now that's the first time anyone's described me like that. There's a long corridor in Black Steel where pictures of our founder and his war buddies are hung. I saw one with you and our boss in it. It's inconspicuous, but I noticed it.
Oh wow, they actually recognize Woodrow. Or at least that one dude does.
What a shame. My stories ain't as legendary as you think. All I've been through is war. That doesn't matter, actually. I wanted to fight the boss for quite a while too.
Well, at least this guy's being honest.
Still, he's the boss. I can't exactly put a gun on him. But if you and him are in the same picture, old man, I wonder what that says about your skills.
Well, time to get beaten up.
Rotten. You mean so rotten you could throw a dozen of our teams for a loop and single-handedly keep us pinned down on the street? I mean so rotten that everyone I ever wanted to save died a miserable death right in front of me. Everything I wanted to protect fell before my eyes. Those I loved, those chose to leave me. Those I despised, I couldn't kill with my own hands. I ain't no legend. I'm just an old failure of a beck beast. An old beck beast guarding the only bones that he has left.
When he sees the old man's fingertip twitch, the mercenary keenly realizes that something terrible is about to go down. He aims his weapon at the target as fast as he can, but a bullet pierces his shoulder first.
Ugh!
Well, he wanted to fight, and he lost.
Damn it! I can't even see what he's doing! So, How come I'm starting to think this is getting fun? Stop approaching me, madman. Careful, not a step closer, kid. I'm putting everything on the line for this.
Man, if that one mercenary was my partner, the one who's like, I've always wanted to fight the boss, and you're one of the boss's friends, so I want to fight you. And then after getting shot, ooh, this is fun. I'd be like, oh no, who was I partnered up with? Uh-oh. So you came in here anyway.
Miss Brinley, bullets can ricochet indoors. I don't want to hurt you.
I don't want to hurt you either. Please take everyone with you and leave.
I'm sorry, but this is the mission handed down to us. Not everyone's a princess like you, who can do whatever she pleases.
I'm so sorry about all this. The girl's voice is coming from behind the booth seats. It is soft with a hint of doubt, just like the mercenary's first impression of her, sensitive and cowardly. He carefully inches forward with his handgun drawn and held up next to his face.
This.
There is no one sitting in the booth, just a sniper rifle on the table. The device on the trigger ensures that it can be remotely controlled. A communication device sits beside it. The girl's voice can be heard through its speakers. I really am sorry.
The target is not in the rear kitchen. Second floor is clear. Not outside either. She's not here. Hurry and withdraw immediately. This is a feint.
If you know I do whatever I please, why did you expect me to act exactly how you anticipated?
No, don't withdraw yet.
A fiery beam of light crashes into the ground outside the window.
All units, get down!
Before you can finish, there's a loud explosion. A tire crashes through the window, and still smoking and on fire, makes a few loops on the ground before falling into the glass-strewn floor. Got him! All blown up without any transports. It'll take some time for them to make it to the power plant. That's plenty. Were there more of them? Looks like I need to hurry.
According to the plan, you'll leave through this secret passage, and I'll set off the power plant. Once this place explodes, no one will find the passage.
Leon?
Do you have a map of the route?
Yeah.
This path is connected to the underground sewer system. The passages there are complicated and twisty. Only one will lead you outside the plate. Jessica hid some transports and supplies near the exit. Avoid military stations on the way to the frontier. There's bound to be plenty of thugs and bandits too.
Leon, how many times have we been over this already? As for the dangers of the road, Woodrose talked my ear off about them already. Yes, it's dangerous. We all know that.
I'm just worried.
I don't like making promises, you know. But I can promise you this. No matter what happens, I'll do everything to reach my destination. Even if I fall.
You won't. You won't, Helena, because I'll be right behind you. I'll take down every obstacle that slows you down. That's my promise to you. You just need to keep running straight ahead. Remember, keep going straight. Don't look back.
I will, Leon. Goodbye.
Now go. Hurry.
He looks on as a dark, narrow tunnel engulfs Helena's silhouette. Finally, he can't help but turn around and take a look at the plant's generator in the center of the room. There is barely anyone left in the plate, but the fire in the furnace burns as strong as ever. The flames are reflected in his eyes, dancing, stirring, leaping. Yet, even that is unable to melt the frigid ice lying in their depth.
No, it's just you and me.
Toss.
You're late. The old Sancta's gone.
Where did he go?
The mine.
You're wounded.
It's fine. He held back. Ugh, I almost had him. Damn it.
Sure you did, sure.
One suggestion. If you girls run into him, try attacking his left shoulder.
What? I appreciate the advice. Now, if you'll excuse us.
Faster. I have to hurry.
Leon sets the explosives on the wall and lifts his hand to wipe off all the sweat that's gathered on his brow, but the heat immediately causes his skin to sweat even more.
Hurry.
His lips start chapping. His saliva no longer serves to moisten his throat and mouth.
Faster.
He sticks another one onto the wall, then another and another. The light of the intense fire seeps into the bottom of his eyes, seemingly tearing his soul into two. One half supports his body movements so that he can keep moving or working, while the other half has left his body entirely and stands firm in front of the furnace, staring into the raging fire. As he attaches another stick of dynamite to the wall, he notices someone walking toward him in the light of the fire. Oh?
Come with me, Leon. We'll head to the frontier. That's where our new home is. Miles, don't go. Where are you going?
Another stick of dynamite is set on the wall. Miles turns towards the furnace, and a small shadow emerges. Oh. Leon, you're hallucinating. I'm planning to leave Davistown. I don't want to stay anymore. I'm leaving, Dad.
Benny, don't leave me. You're the only child I have left. Don't leave me like Carl did.
Another stick of dynamite on the wall. The fire engulfs Benny and twists into a tall young man.
Good news, Dad. There's a mercenary company that thinks I'm pretty good. They say I'm a good fit for the gig. I'll be leaving in a few days. No, don't go. I won't let you. You'll die in the battlefield, Carl.
Another stick of dynamite. The young man turns into a fireball and explodes in all directions.
No, Carl, come back.
The final stick of dynamite is set up on the wall. A woman emerges from the fireball. He no longer remembers what she looked like, but he never once forgot her voice.
Mom.
Leon, I have to go now. I'm sorry, I can't support you anymore.
Mom, don't apologize. I'm doing well here.
Leon, sorry for leaving you all alone.
No, Mom, I have a family here. Everyone here's my family.
Goodbye, Leon.
Stay here, Mom. Stay here with me.
Sorry, Leon. Leon, how are things going on your end?
The explosives are all in place. Once they're set off, the plant will explode in no time. Then after the energy tower comes crashing down, no one will ever find that passage again.
When are you leaving? I've lured the nearby mercenaries away, so I'm on my way there to pick you up.
No, don't come.
Have you already left?
No, it's just, I don't want to go.
But...
Jessica, tell this to Sylvia for me.
No, I won't. If you have something to tell her, tell her yourself.
She's a clever girl and still so young. A nice girl. If she finds a good man in the frontier, she should let herself fall in love again. I want her to be happy. God, why did I have to treat her like that? If I'd known Carl was going to...
Carl?
No, forget what I said. Tell her. Tell her I'm glad she still remembers and loves Carl. But he's gone. He's not here anymore. The living deserve a choice. The living shouldn't be bogged down by the dead.
You deserve a choice too. You need to live and leave this place. You'll get to start fresh in the future. Don't do anything stupid, I'm begging you. Think about Woodrow and Helena. They'll be heartbroken. And Benny, he just started school. He's got a bright future ahead of him. Don't you want to see what kind of man he'll become? Don't you want to see your son again? And Miles, he's still waiting for you.
But she wants me to stay.
Who?
She spread her arms, spread her heart, showed me that pretty face, and from the moment on, I found my dreams in her embrace. Listen to me, Jessica. I can't leave this place because that woman left me here on a rainy spring day. It was a perfect day for a seedling to take root and sprout. My roots have grown too deep. No one can pluck me out anymore.
Leon?
It's gonna be a big bang. Cover your ears. Don't be afraid and don't be sad. My life didn't begin the day I was born. It began the day I got here. In the same way, my death won't be on the day my life comes to an end. It'll be the day I leave this place.
Leon, please.
Don't worry, Jessica. I won't die. Because I'll be here forever. I'll live forever in her embrace.
No. A loud explosion rings out, high above. and its massive shockwave shoves Jessica to the ground. Well, on the bright side, Leon went out doing what he loves best. Tending to the mine. He loves the mine. He loves the town. Yeah, basically, he did end it with his own terms. He's like, I love this place so much. I love this mine so much. I didn't want to sell off my shares for the longest time. You know what? I'm gonna go down with it, as one do. She tries her hardest to get up and move her legs to run forward, but she finds herself unable to budge. Her body has never felt so heavy before. She lifts her head up to look into the distance. A thick cloud of smoke is gushing out of a giant fissure in the tower's body. The rubble mercilessly pummels to the ground alongside a shower of sparks, turning the nearby buildings into wreckage beyond recognition. No. A frigid wind blows towards her from afar, turning everything before her into nothing but a hazy blur, and leaving the corners of her eyes feeling awfully cold. Ooh, hello, hello. Thank you for the raid. I hope your stream went by well. She reaches her fingers up towards the sky, as though she is trying to grasp something in the haze. She blinks, and her vision starts to clear up. She sees a snowflake. It's snowing. Aw, thank you. So far, it's been pretty good. Well, the story is on the sad side, but hey, I'm doing good at the fight. Is that the power plant? Hurry, Franca. Drive faster. You hear that, you stupid car. Faster. Okay, Helena got through. That's good. Did it work? Jessica, what's the situation there? Leon, respond. I'm not getting a signal. Damn it. Helena stops in her tracks and considers turning back to look. The underground passage's structure, fragile to begin with, is unable to withstand the explosion on the surface. The fissures on the walls are rapidly spreading as far out as she can see, almost as if underlying the fact that she is walking a path of no return. And so, in the end, she doesn't turn around. Instead, she keeps running. She simply throws herself into the hidden tunnel and towards the unknown up ahead. Go, Helena, go! I wonder how heavy all the money she's carrying is. I really have gotten old. Couldn't even dodge a little explosion like that. As one do, I guess, when you're young. Yeah, it's easy to dodge explosions, totally. That's toward the energy tower. Jessica. Woodrow. What's the situation at the energy tower? Has Helena entered the underground passage yet? What happened? Leon, he said he was staying. He said he didn't want to leave. I didn't see him come out. I waited. Maybe I missed him. Does Helena know? I can't reach her. Are you crying? Am I? I think I am. It's all over now. You'll be fine. Let's see. You're from Black Steel and a Brinley. They won't touch you. Where you going, Woodrow? Can I come look for you? I still got some stuff to take care of. Can't go bring you with me. Will I ever see you again? Maybe, Jessica. Maybe. Woodrow leans on the wall. He feels dazed and dizzy, and the burn wound on his shoulder aches. He takes out the bullet from his pocket. He can barely make it out under the faint moonlight, so all he does is rub its engraving. In Lateran, forgiveness. Damned right. May this bullet forgive what my heart cannot. Oh, time for the fight. Okay, no fear for the fight. Yeah, no fear. This is fine, it's completely fine. What's there to be scared of? I don't like those dudes with the shields. But this is fine. I just gotta start fitting them out. Yeah, this is fine. Maybe I shouldn't destroy them so fast. Oh well. I will learn later, if anything. No regrets. Okay, then I put... Actually, wait, let me see. Ooh, that's a good position. Yeah, that's a good position. Actually, no, over here. No, over here. Yeah. Maybe I should bring out a healer, you know, that'd be smart. And I want to be smart right now. Over here looks good. Get out of here, sir. Yes, not bad indeed. Oops, wrong way. I'll put it over here and then... Boop. Yeah, that was decent. And now, of course, I want Golden Glow. Ooh, that guy kind of stings. Oh, I see who I'm fighting now. Sir, can you just, like, not fight me? No, sir. But I don't want to fight. Did I try your third skill out yet? No, because I like this skill, how it's in limited duration. Just like thorns, my boy. My favorite kind of thing. Oh wait, not right there. But right here, yes. Go get him. Please, Susie, get him. Okay, he's almost down. Oh, he's preparing himself again. Which is fine. So I can still bonk him. There ain't no fear here. Why should I feel fear? I say as I still bring out someone else to go after him. No! Well, no fear. No fear, no fear, no fear. Okay, and now it's just them now. No, not my healer. Oh man. Still no fear. Okay, there he is. Stop it, sir. Boo! He's doing a thing. He's doing a thing. Actually, even if he gets through, it's not too bad. You're not too bad overall. But I'll still win in the end. It's what I gotta tell myself. Yeah, get on now. Get out of here, sir. Get out. Get. Ooh, hello, hello.
What's the situation?
We've already tracked down Miss Brinley, but the mercenaries are understandably not giving their best. However, going by how long it's been, she should be almost out of ammunition.
Any news on Tila's end?
Helena and the miner took the money into the energy tower, and neither of them came out.
So, they disappeared without a trace, right in front of everyone. There must be another exit. Tell Tila to keep looking.
Yes, sir.
What about Woody? Has he left yet?
Mr. Bianchi. He hasn't left the plate. It seems he's effectively given up on their initial escape plan. After all, according to Tila's report, he was planning to hide in the mountains with the miner once everything was over.
Where'd you go, Woody?
He's heading toward us. There, you got your answer. Should we send someone to intercept him?
Forget it. Let him come. If he insists on coming, no one can stop him.
Yeah, based on his dash, I can see no one can stop him. Liskarm, there's a burning roadblock up ahead. I can't drive past it. We'll have to walk. Are those black steel transports? Was it Woodrow or Jessica? At the very least, that tells that not everyone was inside when the energy tower exploded. Wait, Liskarm, there's a news from command.
Warning, all fire teams. The situation is that, after the recent explosion, the target engineer status is unknown and the target Helena is missing.
God.
HQ's orders are to give up on target Woodrow and focus on capturing target Jessica. The target is currently in an abandoned alley on the eastern side of the mine.
Liskarm, what do we do?
There has to be something we can do. Our team knows the mine better than anybody else. Let's just try to make it to her site ASAP.
Just keep driving, just keep driving.
You got here much sooner than expected, Woody. Every last building on the way was empty. Wasn't much to do but come find you. Are you blaming me for it? Anyone else more deserving? Sometimes. A man bears sin not because of something he's done, but because of something he didn't. Then you should have shot that bullet of yours decades ago. But you've chosen to flee. Why? Because after a long silence, my godforsaken empathy finally realized that another Sancta had shown up by my side again. It was you. I was a mess, Woody. Empathizing with me must have felt terrible. What was I supposed to do? It's the nature of all Sancta. We share everything, always. And compared to what I read from your brain, what I had to go through at that POW camp might have been a walk in the park. What a cruel fate. You despise me so much, yet not even my pain can bring you joy.
What do I make of these two relationship? Broken? Reporting. Jessica spotted. Sharing coordinates. The target is heading outside into the mines. She has a heavy energy cannon, a semi-auto assault rifle, and a handgun of unknown make. She's carrying all that by herself? Oh right, she also has a heavy shield on her back, the kind that can be used as carriage if necessary. Well, that's something. Looks like after all these years, our princess has gotten pretty remarkable. How's she doing? Does she look like she could put up a huge fight? It's easy to spook a cornered thief. They get jumpy if you pull anything. She seems kind of calm. She's just walking straight ahead, not doing anything. In the alley, the girl carries her weapons and advances arduously through the blizzard. The dilapidated walls on the sides of the streets slowly pass her by. That is, until she reaches a fork. She freezes there for a brief moment, then tugs her collar and turns onto the path, where she must walk against the wind to proceed.
Time was frozen at that POW camp, but outside, the war kept raging. That's right. After you two were taken prisoner, I took even more men to even vaster battlefields. In January, we had to cross the river against heavy cannon fire. In August, we had to defend our position in a scorching hot desert, ceding not even an inch to the enemy. Sometimes we proved victorious, and we stepped forward over the bodies of our enemies. Other times, we found ourselves in the back foot, and we retreated past our bodies of our friends. And sometimes, things got even worse. Sometimes, I had to sacrifice some to save the others. Just like what you did to me and him. Right, I've done it plenty of times. Not just to you two, but to who knows how many. That's the dilemma war always puts in front of me. It may seem like a choice, but it's not. It's an inviolable rule. But you still made the call. I had no choice. If I didn't, all of our efforts would have gone to waste. We would have faced defeat. That's why I chose to accept the rules. It's a sad thing, seeing a man you used to admire get reshaped by the rules and logic of war. You even remember what you used to be like before you had any part in the Revolutionary War? Do you remember the man who was always carrying the scriptures as he traveled everywhere, promising to use a gun in his hand to end all conflict and injustice? Of course I do, Woody. I remember what I was like, and remember what you were like too. You always had a brush with you. You wanted to have one of your paintings decorate a chapel dome one day.
He was a painter?
Have you so much as touched a brush these past few years? No, not since I had to get 4 fingers reattached.
Ah, yeah, that'll probably do it.
Ouch.
The target is turning left. She's walking pretty slow.
Nearby members, prepare to take her in.
These coordinates. They're just up ahead. Hurry, Liskarm.
Phew. Wait.
The two turn to the alley and stop in their tracks. The girl's lonely back suddenly appears before them. Jessica. Hearing her name, the girl turns around. When she notices who they are, a hint of joy appears on her face, only to be quickly replaced by a sense of helplessness and panic. Captain, you two came?
Yeah. We got your coordinates, so we rushed over here.
I'm sorry, Captain. I'm not sure there's any cleaning up this mess I made.
I appreciate your application to withdraw from the team, so strictly speaking, I'm not your captain anymore.
Right. I guess that's true. You two must be here to capture me then.
No. We're here as your friends. I got a transmission on our way here. Supposedly, during the explosion, Leon... Well, I'm not sure if you knew, but regardless, I thought you probably want someone at your side.
Yeah. I was on call with him right until the moment it blew up. Thanks. Thanks for coming, it's just...
Are you okay, Jessica?
I'm not okay, I'm awful.
Do you want us to come over and give you a hug?
No, don't. If you have anything to say, you can say it from there. I can hear you clearly from this distance.
Jessica.
Stay there and don't move, Franca.
Flustered, Jessica pulls her gun from her waist to stop Franca from advancing.
Are you going to point your gun at me? Sorry, I just... Franca, don't... Just leave me alone.
Jessica. Let me talk to her. Is there anywhere you want to go, Jessica? After this is all over?
Where could I go? Those drones have been following me this whole time. You two shouldn't have come. Once you get back, you'll have to explain all these things you won't be able to answer. I'm scared, I'm terrified.
Don't worry about that. If I can't explain it, then so be it. As long as we're all together, there's nothing to worry about. Don't be afraid.
But I am. I'm so afraid.
What are you afraid of?
That the pristine pool of water could be too warm, too wonderful.
I'm not sure I'm following you there.
Suddenly, the headlights of a transport point straight at Jessica, and she is enveloped and imprisoned by a number of giant halos. The girl's eyes are unable to bear such intense light. All she can do is hold her gun with one arm and shield her eyes with the other. After a short while, she seems to have adjusted to the brightness. She pulls her arm down and stares into the distance at the convoy of cars driving toward her.
Oh? How's life treated you all these years? In my decades on the frontier, I kept my distance from crowds and wandered around, alone a herd of burden beasts. Why didn't you go back to the holy city? Didn't want to. What about you? Why didn't you go back? I'm a mercenary. Laterano has no place for me. So why didn't you want to go? Ha. Ain't nothing so unpleasant it can't be forgotten in Laterano. But most of the POWs died in that camp. Hardly anyone still remembers, but someone's gotta. And yet here you are, living the kind of peaceful life you say you reject, day after day, year after year. But I ain't never forgot. I still remember them to this day. I've always known there would come a day when I've always known there would come a day when you came to settle the score. I just never thought it would take so long.
Fight!
We've surrounded the target. Repeat. We've surrounded the target. Drop your weapon, Miss Brinley. Weapons. This is the end of the road. Look around you. There's nowhere to run. The charade is over. The snowstorm is only going to get stronger. Damn it! I was supposed to get off of work early today and catch up on my beauty sleep.
Oh, I feel for him. I do want to apologize to everyone again, but after everything is said today, it would probably come across as disingenuous.
Don't worry, you'll be fine. The company's making a huge ruckus out of this, but everyone here knows that nothing is going to happen to you. I heard about you not long after I joined the company, Miss Brinley. Everyone warned me not to get on your bad side because your family has more lawyers than we've got mercs here today.
Probably even more than you're thinking.
See? You even realize it yourself. Worst case, you'll get maybe a year or two of jail time. Then you'll be released and get to live the kind of life you want to again.
Could you put down the amplifier? It's unnecessary at this distance.
What? After I brought it all this way?
I was like, I want to use the cool equipment.
I'm begging you, shut up. Sure, if you've got a better idea for how to persuade her.
It's fine, Liscarm. You don't have to defend me. I know how everyone sees me. Right. It seems like ever since I was a kid, I've never thought about the consequences before I did anything, because no matter what, my family would take care of the mess. That's probably why I come off as selfish. But that's not how it's supposed to go. There's always a price, and when you make a hasty, rash decision, you have to bear the consequences.
Jessica, you said you thought this all through when you asked to lead the team.
No, I'm not talking about tonight. I'm talking about when I arrived at Fort Barren 7 years ago, when I first walked through those huge doors. At first, I only wanted to be a tester at the Equipment and Applied Technology department. I never imagined that one day I'd be standing on a real battlefield, pointing my weapon at a real person. Right, that's where the root of the problem lies. We often pick up our weapons without considering the price that needs to be paid. Take this little handgun for example. I can hold it up with just 2 hands. I can pull the trigger with just one finger. I learned how to use it in less than a month. What's even more scary is that I need only 1 second to take somebody's life with it. But it would take me a lifetime to forget that 1 second. See? That's how foolish I was before I picked it up. I never even considered who I would point it at in the future. But I'd already fired my first shot, not fully thinking this through would be unforgivable.
Have you thought it through then? Because you've been holding your gun up this whole time. Hell, you haven't lowered it for even a second. How arrogant. When did I ever say I came to settle a score with you? You think I brought this bullet here for revenge? Are you telling me you're not stuck in the past? No, you're the one who's stuck. You lived to your 90s as a merc. Can you really adjust to any kind of life outside the battlefield? Woody, the reason I'm still unwilling to leave the battlefield is because war never ends. Columbia's war ended a long time ago. It did. But then Bolivar's war began right on its heels. Victoria's war may have calmed down for the moment, but there's no stopping the fallout it started. War is always here. It merely takes a break every now and then before erupting somewhere else. Then why stay in the battlefield? To be continually baptized by the flames of war? Because if I can never end war, then I have to settle for the next best thing, to hold its on-off switch in my hands. That's why I started Black Steel. But can you really control it? I tried plenty of times, and I paid a dear price, but I did it in the end. Was it worth it? Even if all I can manage is to put it on pause for a few seconds, that's more than enough time for countless people like you to pick up their brushes again. Then why can't you put what you're doing here on pause too? I'm sure a few seconds to breathe would be plenty for folks like me, gasping for air. Sure beats getting pathetically run off to the frontier. Because Davistown is no battlefield.
I can't put it down because this is the only thing I have left that still has power. All these years, I thought of myself as something like a blank white symbol. The wealth, family, and influence it represents mean nothing. They have no use in the face of the problems I want to solve. But with this in my hand, at least I've accomplished something. With this in my hand, at least I'm not a completely useless symbol. Nonsense. Captain? Jessica, it's been 5 years. In these 5 years, have you ever once thought about why I picked you as my assistant? This is Black Steel we're talking about. There are all kinds of amazing people here, but I still chose you. And not because of the gun you're holding, but because of your tears. Tears? But tears of weakness can't protect the people behind me. Tears don't imply weakness. The work we do at BPRS is dirty, tiresome, and dangerous. No one does this kind of work just for the money. Only someone who's able to empathize with the pain of others can throw herself into a cause for a group of strangers, or a place she barely knows. Captain, just when I thought I was completely useless, you brought me into your team. That was the first time in my life I ever felt appreciated, and I still remember that feeling. To repay your trust, I would willingly brave hell and high water. But you shouldn't. You shouldn't walk that path. No one's journey should be to earn someone else's recognition. Do whatever it is you yourself really want to do. Do what truly makes you happy. You don't need anybody's recognition except your own, deep in your heart. Captain, I really want to cry right now. Then cry. Let your tears flow. No need to hold back. This scarf's so nice.
Woody, your halo is flashing. You're goddamn right it is. I want to kill you. You keep saying that war never ends, that all you can do is control it. But you're wrong. War can be ended, just not by you. War is ended by countless ordinary folks who've been encroached on by it, but like weeds try their hardest to survive. Everywhere that's ever burned down in the flames of war has always been fixed up by untold numbers of normal folks, trying their best to get back the lives they used to live, even in the most dire circumstances. You should have died on the battlefield. Would have been a much better fate than becoming the war-obsessed madman you are now. At first, I just wanted to return the bullet to you, but now, I really want to kill you.
Ooh! Are they gonna have what are those called? A gunslinging battle? Oh ho ho! A strong gale lifts up the old man's hat and tosses it into the air. Do I think Jessica's doing that doing what she's doing for her own recognition? I mean, or someone else's recognition? Not really. She just wants to be a hero. And heroes don't need recognition, necessarily. They just do what they want to do. But he neither looks up nor moves to grab it. His eyes, not blinking for even a moment, are fixed on the man standing opposite to him. All his muscles, from his cheek to his neck, are as tense as can be. And above his head, his halo is flashing rapidly. The man opposite him keeps silent for a time, then gradually takes a deep breath, as though it is only through the sound of the roaring winds that he can understand the old man's words.
Well then, do you know who it is you're going to kill? Your nemesis, your friend who betrayed you, or a complete madman? None of the above. It's an arrogant dick who looks down on everything. In his eyes, everything can be weighed on scales, and to achieve his goals, he's capable of sacrificing everything. Anything. What about you then? What kind of man will shoot me with a bullet? An ordinary man. An ordinary man who lost everything except his anger when you looked down on him. Very good. What's so funny? That finger of yours always yearned to hold a brush, but in the end, you'll use it to pull a trigger. My hands yearn to hold scriptures, but in the end, they'll be drenched in blood. It's just funny how the fate makes fools of us all.
Ooh, hello. How's it going? Overall, pretty good. Hello. The wind lifts Cliff's coat, revealing both the firearm in his waist and the hand reaching for it. Through the flurry of snow, he sees Woodrow doing the same. He suddenly remembers how, all those years ago in Laterano, on the way back to the dorm, a gust of wind blew Woodrow's hat away and carried it into the sky, and for a very long time, it stayed up there. Years have come and gone, and now that hat in the wind has finally landed back on the ground. Oh, they shot. Oh man, the EX stages, I'm not even sure I'm gonna do all those. You can see my tears, but what about them?
Them who?
Jessica doesn't give him an answer. She merely looks back at the desolate mine. After the explosion, it looks all the more devastated. Hey, nice for getting her. Congratulations on the summon, the successful summon. Sir, do you know what that used to look like?
I don't.
Well, I do. I know there was a time when the Angry Tower... I know there was a time when the Energy Tower burned endlessly to bring warmth to the residents here. I know there was a time when that diner never closed. Everyone would gather around the tables over beer and sing to their heart's content. I know the winters here are long and cold, but with their dedication and hard work, every last person who lived here filled this place with light and warmth. Their fierce, brilliant light enveloped every inch of this place to drive out the frigid cold and darkness of the winter nights. They turned their bustling, everyday life into burning red blood and injected it into this place, frozen by the long winter, giving it life and vitality. There were people whose path was uncertain, but insisted on walking it nonetheless. There were people who were cruelly tormented by life there, or life here, their necks bent under its weight. Even then, they lived here amid the snowstorm. They were people who shed tears, but no one ever noticed. My tears can't stand in for their sadness. Pat, 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 Jessica. All the head pats. The girl raises her gun, and through its sight, she sees an array of faces. Some look confused, some disapproving, some stunned, some dazed, some are chuckling, some are lamenting. But their faces are not important. They quickly enter the girl's eyes and exit them just as fast, never stopping in her heart for a moment. Instead, a few of their faces appear in her mind. The girl who prayed in the tent. The woman who scampered away in the snowfield. The old man who drew his gun in the dark night. The man who departed in flames. But my gun will cry for their sorrow. When people shoot into the air like that, what happens to, like, the bullets when they fall? Where do they fall? That's what I want to know. She raises her arm up high toward the sky and fires all of her bullets in one go. As the snow thrashes through the air, the empty casings fall to the ground, melting the snowdrifts away with their lingering heat. The gunshots reverberate in the air for a long time, before silence returns to her surroundings, and the girl's ears catch a faint, feeble sound. It's the sound of her tears smashing into the earth. Oh, looks like he's standing.
Huff. Ugh. You lose. Sorry, Woody. I chose war. I chose never-ending war. So my life is like a bullet, an explosion that can't be stopped, a siege in defense with no one in sight.
What kind of save did Jessica do in the end? Well, to me, the only thing she really helped was probably saving her humanity instead of being like, okay, this is fine, this is fine. This type of job is fine. This is all fine, 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 fine. That's really the only thing.
I can't end war, but you can end me. Only when the last soldier's fighting it falls can the war finally end. Rupert. Now there's a name I haven't heard in a long time.
He went from Rupert to Cliff.
Thanks, Woody, for still being willing to say that name. Aside from you, there's not a single person who remembers it. Goodbye.
Cliff closes his eyes and waits for the bullet to tear his forehead apart. But before that, he hears a ringtone. He pulls out his communicator, takes a look, and chuckles. Then he puts it back into his pocket.
Who was that? The military. Don't worry about it. Go on. Is it Bolivar or Victoria? Nothing you need to worry about, Woody. Is it Colombia? Do it! Another war's about to start, isn't it? Where will it affect this time? A forewarning, perhaps. It's not set in stone. Give it to me. Woody, a lot of the things I have on here are just trivial. Everyday matters to me, but to you, they'd be a whole new nightmare. Hand it over. If you insist, feast your eyes on them. Who'll take all this over once you're dead? Someone. They shouldn't. There shouldn't be nobody else like you.
He throws the communicator to the ground and shoots it full of holes.
I can't kill you. This sin is yours to bear.
Woodrow sets his gun down on the floor and raises his hands. Behind him, attracted by the sound of gunfire, a crowd of mercenaries surges into the area with frantic footsteps and moves to surround him. In the sky, the last few snowflakes of the night are fluttering down. Okay guys, take me away, I'm ready. The girl holsters her firearm and lifts her hands above her head. Put your hands behind your back. Handcuffs don't feel as cold as I thought they would, because I've been keeping them warm this whole time. Thank you.
Can I have a word with you before we go?
I should thank you too, sir. Thanks for listening to all that.
It's fine. Before you, there was another guy who jabbered away just as much, if not more. I'm sure he'd be happy that you remembered what he said.
Oh, you knew him too?
He was a good kid, hard to forget once you've met him. Goodbye, Jessica.
The mercenary taps the girl's shoulder, raising a cloud of dust as the sun rises, and turns around to leave. As Jessica gazes at the floating dust under the sunlight, she suddenly realizes that the night has already passed. Likewise, the snowstorm has subsided at some point. She spread her arms, spread her heart, and showed me that pretty face. And from that moment on, I found my dreams in her embrace. Ooh, that was a long story section. And now to the ending. Band of outsiders. Choosing to die hardly counts as living. Keep back to this image.
The war is over, Woody. You're free. You can go back to Laterano, to that small house of your parents left you, and plant roses in the front porch.
Oh yeah, I was able to summon Jessica. She took... I don't know how many summons she took, but she came home eventually. After eating my tickets, but it's okay, you know? She worth it.
Then you can find a chapel nearby and paint them on its ceiling, so they can listen to the prayers of every visitor. That way, the sounds will drift you into a peaceful night of slumber. I found your gun in the warehouse, but not his. Bring it back with you. What about you? Where are you headed? I'll stay here. In Colombia? But the war's over. Your war may be over, Woody, but mine has only just begun. Woody, hey Woody. Ugh. Are you alright? How long have I been out? 3 days. The kids got pretty tense when they saw me injured, so they went a little overboard. You banged your head on the staircase when they shoved you to the ground, and we're out like a light.
Oh, it's been 3 days. Oh, I wonder how Helena's doing. She's probably like, what the heck happened to the boys? My boys, you said you would meet with me.
Where's Jessica and the others? Don't worry, she's fine. And I've sent someone to escort Helena.
Oh, well.
My guess is she'll reach that casino unscathed in half a month. Then she'll launder all the money there right before handing it to Sylvia, who's already waiting in the frontier. You aren't going to pursue them? I told you already. I only care about what's in the contract. The higher-ups asked me to tow the plate to the specified location and maintain order on the way. It didn't say a thing about what happens off the plate, so I don't care either. I may be a cold-blooded monster, but even I don't like feeding on the flesh and blood of others. So, what are you gonna do with me? I have a mansion in Southern Colombia. Got a great big greenhouse, wonderful place. You could change your name and enjoy your golden years there. I'll make all the arrangements. You ever lived there? Never. But that's what the real estate agent said. Thanks for the offer. But if there's one thing I know, it's you never trust a real estate agent.
Savage.
If you ain't turning me over to the courts, then I'm leaving. To find your friends. To find my family. Your gun's on my desk. The last convoy to the frontier is in half a month. You could. Go ahead, take the call.
Cliff is a busy man, after all. Would you like some tea, sir? Thank you so much for coming all this way.
Oh, it's a lawyer, all right? Thanks, Miss Brinley. Your family paid a lot of money to hire me, so naturally I'm at your beck and call.
Robbing a bank is a serious crime. It's going to be tough to win this, isn't it?
Depends on what outcome you're hoping for. If you don't mind prison, we can get you the shortest possible sentence in the most comfortable environment, and once you're released, your record will be clean. No one will ever remember. We do this all the time. It's nothing difficult, so as long as you can afford it.
Okay, what else?
Of course, not a lot of people enjoy the sights of a prison cell. We can have an alternate plan for you. You could stay home under house arrest, or even go on vacation at some villa with a great view. Under supervision, of course.
Would that be difficult for you?
Yes, but not especially so. If you don't want to spend a day in prison and would rather go back to a normal life right away, like nothing ever happened, that would be quite difficult, but not impossible.
Dang, this lawyer's good. In Colombia, aren't most criminals sent to the frontier instead of prison?
Don't worry, Miss Brinley. With us on the case, things won't get nearly that dire.
No, I'm saying that's what I want.
What?
I should be out there. I broke the law, and that's the price I should pay.
And you expect me to tell you that to your father? Personally speaking, that's probably the most difficult thing you could ask of me.
No, the most difficult thing would be to try and stop me. Because that's outright impossible.
You're predetermined.
You're right, I am. More than I've ever been. Yeah, sorry, Mr. Lawyer. You traveled all the way here for nothing.
Not taking the call? I've never told anyone, but I hate phone calls. Loathe them.
Yo, same.
I can tell with that frown. You can hold a piece of paper between your eyebrows. Is it that obvious? Yeah. But yes, every time my phone rings, I have to suppress the urge to draw my gun and shoot the damn thing. I've thought about it so many times, but every time I manage to swallow it and answer. It's just a phone. Try spending 2 months with it on the battlefield. It changes everything. You're on call from sundown to sunup. When you pick it up and the voice says, attack, you have no choice but to obey and send your men charging into enemy lines. Then you fight from sunup to sundown. You bring back everyone you have left. But before you even have time to catch a breather, the phone rings again. The voice says, hold the line, and you have to send everyone back to the front lines to keep fighting a never-ending battle. Let's part ways here, Woody. If I lost my right to give a eulogy at your funeral years ago, then I hope you at least hear out my last request. I'm listening. Don't die in some place I've never even heard of. Fine, I have some parting words for you too. Yeah? If you can't go back to how things were, you can at least hang up and call back later. Don't let them force you to keep your eye on it. Goodbye, Woody. I hope you always remember this phone call.
He picks up the phone on the desk and punches in a few numbers.
Is this the president of the bank? Hello, sir. I was a little busy and couldn't answer your call. Right. We ran into some trouble during that towing. I understand your frustration, but to me, as long as the plate reaches its destination, the mission will be a success. Everything else is a sideshow. No one's going to care. Right, I understand. The money is very important to you. I get that business has been on the rise, and the people from Trimonts could help you climb even higher. And now that the money's gone, my guess is that they won't just let you off the hook. Of course, I also realize you aren't worried about them. You're worried about the higher-ups, who are even hard to deal with, and can truly decide your fate. Yes, I understand. I understand all that. So, what do you say I help you fill in the hole? It's no small sum, but nothing I can't afford. In return, perhaps you could help me with a small favor. I have a few documents that I'd like you to sign for me, under the table, as it were. Someone's knocking on your door? Perfect. Sounds like my mercs have arrived with the papers. Ha ha. You're afraid to sign? But think of our partnership. This is a win-win. I'll give you another call in half an hour. I hope you'll have made your decision by then. Talk to you later.
Cliff works fast.
Come in.
Sir, the money is ready. We're just waiting for the bank's decision. But I must say, taking over the platform in Boulevard took a whole lot less work than this one.
Well, that's Boulevard. Boulevard doesn't have cutting-edge scientists, nor any tech companies jostling for control of all the abandoned plates they can get.
Not to mention the favorable prices for plates and ownership transfer procedures they have there.
They wouldn't mind getting on our good side after all. Alright, no more complaining about things not going to plan. If piece is a string, then the tighter it's stretched, the more the ones holding the ends will want a knife to cut it with. But as soon as it's cut, you either get rid of the knife immediately, or hold onto it forever. We've been stretched too tight for too long, by someone much stronger than Boulevard. Who knows how many more Davistowns we'll have to handle. I'd rather get the big guy to loosen his grip, or even show him how much it hurts when the string snaps. But an old platform they wouldn't think twice about. This might be even more useful than we thought.
If we consider only the immediate impact, the security of the surrounding areas could be greatly improved once we've established the training centers in Boulevard and Eastern Columbia.
Of course, if we didn't care about that, then what separates us from the guys who only know how to grease palms? No, what separates us from the big guys? Well, that's all a problem for the future. It's the bank president again. I suppose it wasn't a difficult decision. Care to listen in?
Okay. Oh, now it's Laura. Why do we have to set sail now of all times? I wanted to see Jessica and Woodrow off. Stop whining and pack your clothes. You left them all over the floor. Disc. How come you two are so calm about this? Who knows if we'll ever see her again, once she's out of the frontier?
Mr. Cliff didn't approve her resignation, so even there, she'll still be a member of Black Steel.
What? But she's going out there to serve her sentence. Yes, correct. But with her identity as a Black Steel employee and the job. The job? Right, no matter where you go, you can never escape this job. Maybe you'll get a mission on the frontier one day, and we'll get to see her. Now hurry up and pack your clothes. I can't believe you two are keeping this from me. I thought I'd never... Don't blame us, blame engineering for keeping you so busy that we never got a chance to talk. What's this? Something wrong? Oh no, I just found a note in my pocket. Big whoop. Call me when you find a blank check. Half a month ago, Laura wore that coat while bidding her friend farewell with a hug. She slipped a note into her friend's pocket, but didn't notice her friend doing the same. Laura turns away from the other two and opens it up. That just means she never washed that coat for that long. Okay. Okay. If I had to choose between, like, Emiya, Shiro, or Jessica, neither! I don't need no hero to save me. I'ma save myself. Cries. There are a few numbers and a sloppily scribbled message. If you ever need funding, give this number a call. Oh, cute! That's a nice letter. Or, you know, if it's not a choice, I know it's not a choice, but if it's cheating, I'm gonna say right now Helena because she cool. Like, she is the ultimate badass here in the story. I love Helena, she's great. And I want to hear more of her stories. She's lived a wild life. And I'm into that. Another one. Ma'am, you've been in this pub all night. The owner's about to close up. That's alright. I know the owner. Are you waiting for someone? Nah, I ain't never waited for no one in my whole life. Is someone waiting for you then? Yeah. Will they get to meet you? I got a lot of people waiting for me. You have to narrow it down. Let's not worry about the distant ones. The closest, waiting for you right now. Yeah, of course they will. Give them my word. It's hard to find someone who takes promises so seriously these days. Here, let me treat you to a round. You tell me this long just to buy me a drink? Believe it or not, I made a promise too. I promised the girl you're supposed to meet that she'll get to see you. You can call me Tila. Well, at least Helena knew she was being tailed. 'Cause she cool like that. In a swath of scorched earth, I see a spark light up and drift with the wind into the distance before perishing into ashes. Or perhaps it lit up the night sky and brought forth the daylight.
You really plan on coming to the frontier with me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what it is you're throwing away?
I do.
It's a stupid-ass choice.
Maybe in a few years, a few months, or even a few days, I'll come to think the same. But I can only decide with the heart I have now. If I think it's worth a shot, there's no reason for me not to act.
You think you'll find what you're after out here? Out there?
Before, I always put all my effort into chasing things I could never reach. When I was a kid, I tried to chase my siblings, who are all taller than me. When I was a teenager and my grandfather died when I was out of the country, I rushed to attend the funeral. I could never have made it. I rushed to attend the funeral. I could never have made it to in time. And then, after I grew up, I chased disasters and conflicts I could never possibly stop again and again. I'm always chasing, but I never make it in time. But this is different. This time, I'm not chasing anything. Because I'll be there from the very beginning.
Then let's get going. Hope you're ready for a fresh start.
Oh, cute!
Why the tears, Jessica?
My castle fell down. I spent all afternoon on it, but now there's nothing left.
Jessica, you built your castle on the beach. Of course it'll fall down when the waves come crashing.
I'm so dumb. Why didn't I build it somewhere safe?
What kind of nonsense is going through your silly little head? You're my granddaughter. How could you be dumb?
But my siblings are all so much smarter. They know all these things I don't.
They're adults. Of course they have more experience than you. When you grow up, you'll be just like them.
But won't they be even more amazing by then?
Huh. How come you have so many weird questions?
Sorry.
Now, don't be upset. How about I rebuild your sandcastle with you?
Will you really? But even if we do, it'll still come crashing down because of the waves tomorrow. In the end, there still won't be anything left.
Woodrow's basically the adoptive grandpa. Jessica, if you're so worried about the waves wrecking your castle, how about we pick a beach further from the water and rebuild it there? Even when you lose everything, there's always the future, and we need to believe in it. Don't be afraid to start over.
No fear, no fear. Yeah, let's start over. A worm had its place in the girl's head. Its brim is so wide, it covers almost her whole face.
If you want to cry, cry. You've been through so much. Must be tough to bear.
I'm not.
Ain't nothing to be ashamed of, Jessica. New lives are always start in tears. It's the very first step towards breathing.
After a long silence, a sob can be heard from under the hat. The old man doesn't look down. Instead, he turns his gaze to the far end of the snowfield. The sky beyond the horizon is dyed red by the dawn clouds, and its bright light reflects off the crystal clear snow. The vermilion hue stings his eyes with a sharp pain, and his tears begin to well up. I hope they're able to reunite with Helena and Miles. And now to the record. Okaeri, Doctor.
And then I can eat dinner. Delicious. My tummy be grumbling.
I scrolled past her. Jessica, the liberated.
She ate all my tickets, but worth it. Yep, I remembered. And then I deserve food.
She's far sturdier than people imagine.
Insignia. Start. And there's a bug in my room again. I want to eat it. I want to smack it.
Oh, look. They're together. It's stuck. I can feel its leg.
Pull it out.
Won't it hurt the mother?
Oh, are they assisting with the birth? They're stronger than you think.
Alright, I'm pulling.
Pull.
I wiped its nose and mouth clean. It can breathe now. But it's too weak to stand up and drink from the mother. What should we do?
Wait.
Okay. No, it's still not standing up.
Well, it was born about half a month early, due to today's accident. Carry it back. We'll have to feed it by hand for a while.
What if it never stands up?
Don't make any assumptions about its fate, Jessica. Like I said, they're stronger than you think. Mr. Woodrow, we need you back at camp. What is it? There's a fight. You go first, Jessica. I need to get the bird and beast back into the coral. Jessica, but things are pretty chaotic right now. I'm not sure if she...
Yeah, I'm not sure if I...
It'll be fine. Go. I'll be there right after to take care of these guys.
But what if...
Just go and see what's going on. You'll need to learn to deal with this stuff on your own sooner or later. How bad can the fight be? Do it! Give him the old 1-2! Man, that kick must have hurt.
Excuse me, gentlemen. Please disperse.
But be careful, Jessica. These guys ain't the type to look before throwing a punch.
No need to worry about me. So what happened? Why are they fighting?
I'm not sure.
What do I do now? Leave it to me. I'll take care of this. The crowd's too thick for me to go in directly. Maybe I can get in front. Maybe I can get in from above. The girl quickly assesses her surroundings. Vehicles and low wooden houses, scattered fencing and scaffolds, and a tall water tower directly in the middle of the camp. She quickly plots an unobstructed route through the scattered buildings. Ooh, parkour. She unwinds a rope from one of the tents, climbs one of the scaffolds, and uses the rope to swing into the central water tower. From there, she has a complete view of this chaotic scene on the ground. Looks like the brawl began with those two in the center. The rest simply went with the flow. So if I stop them, the others should settle down too. She leaps down and lands in the center of the crowd, lithely dodging an incoming punch before grabbing the attacker's arm and wrestling him to the ground. Pinning her opponent, she takes a deep breath and shouts, "All of you, stop this immediately!" I want to know why they're fighting. Let's sit down and talk it out. We should be helping each other out here in the frontier, not picking fights. We need to learn to accept our differences.
Humph. Shh. Oh, those two are fighting, okay.
Ahem. So how did you two start fighting in the first place? You even dragged the rest of the camp into it. Talk to me. Maybe I can help mediate. Oh, you hear me out then? Of course.
It all started over 2 months ago.
2 months? Their grudge goes back that far? I should have noticed sooner.
We were at the market together discussing whether to keep foul beasts or burden beasts once they're married.
Wait, you're getting married?
Darn tootin'! If we don't do it now, the baby will have to be born next year. I mean next winter.
So, you're fighting over whether to get foul beasts or burden beasts?
Yeah! Okay. I'm kinda into this fight. I love it.
Is that really worth coming to blows over?
Of course!
I'm sorry, I'm still confused. Can you go into more detail? Maybe it's more complicated than that. I should hear them out.
A few foul beasts won't make us any money. We should be raising burden beasts. And I'm supposed to just leave you alone at camp while I take them out into the wild to go grazing. You think I can't take care of myself?
No need to stand up, ma'am. Use your words.
What? Who'd worry about a woman who can take out a grown man with a single punch? Exactly, who would be worried about? Like, she's scary herself too.
Sir, you should sit down too.
Stop arguing and settle this the old-fashioned way. Fight, fight, fight!
Just calm down, everyone. What am I supposed to do here?
You're just afraid I'll cheat on you, aren't you? Where the hell did that come from?
Folks, please just sit down. Don't fight anymore, please.
Then what are you on about?
Oh dear.
Obviously it's because...
Seeing the fire in the couple's eyes, Jessica nervously clenches her fist and readies herself for the coming storm.
Because I miss you every second I'm away. That's why... Wow. This couple.
Huh?
Well. Now ain't that touchin'? But while we're all being honest, there's another score that needs settling. The damages to the camp. What do you think, Jessica?
I just want to cry right now.
Jessica?
They were only fighting because they didn't want to be apart. What am I supposed to do about that? I just... Blah.
Hey now, girl. No need to cry. What do we do, honey?
Look, we're not fighting anymore. Wipe those tears, okay?
See, we're holding hands.
Seeing you two make up just makes me want to cry even more. Ooh, hello. Man, you missed the best couple fight. I love their fight. They're literally fighting because they love each other so much. Like, I can't bear to be away from you, bunch. Stop.
Here, a towel. Wipe your face.
Sorry, Woody. All I could do was cry.
Just take it nice and easy. There's still plenty you got left to learn.
Oh, it's Miles! He be here. And he still has his amazing hat. Sucks.
I come in, and the first thing I see is Jessica crying. Go easy on the kid. No need to use harsh language.
I'm okay, Miles. That's not why. It's because...
It's fine. Let it all out. So how's the fence coming along, Miles? Made the mother and child a luxury suite with plenty of straw. The mom eats well, the kid eats well.
Can I go and see the little guy?
After dinner, it's already on the table. You're gonna tell us all about your heroic exploits today. I heard you swung right into the crowd on a rope and stopped the entire brawl.
I learned all that when I was a mercenary. I just felt like the best course of action. This group in general seems like they'd be fun to hang around. Mainly Helena though, just because of her wild stories. Heck, Miles probably has some wild stories too. And of course, Woodrow has wild stories. Well, the way I heard it, you sat there crying while they were going at each other's throats, and it freaked them out so much they dropped everything to cheer you up.
No wonder your eyes were so red. So that's your secret weapon.
Yeah, secret weapon, alright. I'm sorry. I couldn't control my emotions. They kept arguing whether to buy file beasts or burning beasts, and I didn't even know what to say. I could barely understand what they were talking about. Maybe I could have stopped them sooner if I did.
It's not like you've ever had the chance to learn this stuff. You're overthinking it. Next time, there's something like that, just...
Just what?
Easy. Take out your gun and shoot it into the sky. That'll get their attention, I guarantee it. Ain't that what you used to do in the restaurant back in the day, Woody?
Who else would I be talking about?
Well, it don't matter how you do it, as long as it gets the job done.
What did you tell those people anyway? They paid for the damages and dispersed without a word of complaint.
I told them they had a choice. Behave themselves and stay in camp, or get out and fend for themselves in the wilderness.
Isn't that a little extreme?
Little ruckuses like that can get real messy if you get bogged down in the details. Woody has the right of it. Cut straight to the heart of the matter.
I see. I've never dealt with a situation like that. Maybe I should try Woody's method. Jessica, I don't think you could pull off Woody's method. I think she'd start crying while threatening them.
But remember, you're not me. Don't go overthinking this.
Yeah, I don't have half the experience you do.
That's not what Never mind. Alright, no long faces at the dinner table. Help me set the table, Jessica.
Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's one seat too many. Helena, I put the extra set back.
That can't be right. I was sure I counted it out. There's 5 of us, though.
Turn to the side. Helena,
Old habits die hard, don't they? Let's eat.
Oh, I half expected Sylvia to come out. Come on, stand up, little guy. Woody is taking the herd out to the wilds next month. He won't be able to keep up like this.
Jessica, it's getting dark. You should come back.
Coming.
That's what you said last time, and I didn't see you back until sunrise.
Is Helena asleep? I didn't realize. I thought she just made a mistake. I shouldn't have reminded her.
Still bothered by what happened at the dinner table?
She's been so kind to me ever since they arrived, but I was inconsiderate of her feelings. I should know just how much of a blow the loss of Mr. Leon was to everyone. Better than anyone.
Just come in, she's fine. It's not your fault.
Are you really going next month, Woody?
Yeah, the seasons wait for no one.
But there's so much I still need to learn.
It's just for 2 months. Everyone's here to help.
Who would be more threatening, Woodrow or Jessica while crying while pointing a gun? Woodrow, just because of that boss fight. Oh, that boss fight hurt. I'll eventually retry it because I want those delicious prisms, but not right now. That can be for future me's problem. Yeah, it's future me's problem. Current me is like, nah, we be chillin' right now. But I didn't even notice the feelings of those close to me. How am I supposed to take care of the entire camp?
If that's what you're worried about, I'll teach you more before leaving. But get ready, because you'll have even more responsibilities going forward.
That's fine with me. But you're already so busy every day.
At my age, losing a few hours of sleep ain't no big deal.
What's sleep? What's proper sleep? Woody,
If you have something to say, say it.
you say you don't sleep much, but I didn't expect you to be up so early.
Well, here's the bad news. You'll have to be up at the same time once I'm gone. Make the rounds, turn out the lights, maintenance check. You'll have your hands full with all the little things going on at camp.
Can I really manage?
Depends on how well you do this month. You haven't touched that gun of yours since you quit the mercenary life. Not rusty, are you?
I practice in the forest every day.
Fighting out here is very different from what you're used to at Black Steel. Your old methods won't work. And you won't have access to the same equipment and support.
How do you do it then?
Look ahead.
It's dark. I can't see anything.
Look closer.
That's... She squints, trying to see into the dark swamp. Suddenly, she sees a little glint. Glass.
Some ampule bottles I got from the wandering doctor. See if you can hit them.
She raises her gun, struggling to zero in on the ephemeral speck of light. Phew.
Good. Now the one further away.
All right. Gunshots, then the sounds of breaking glass. Soon, there's only one last speck of light in the distance, almost impossible to see. The girl holds her breath and prepares to fire the last shot.
Jessica.
Hmm?
Are you really worried that you won't be able to do your job properly?
If there's something you want to say, Woody, just say it.
I can't say this for 100% certain. But looking at you these past few days, I get the feeling that what you're really worried about is that you won't fit in.
What do you mean?
This is a very different environment from what you're used to. It's normal to have growing pains. For the past few months, you've been trying to act like an experienced pioneer around the others in the camp, like an old friend around us old folks. But it's only been half a year since you came, half a year since you met us.
Am I not expected to grow up quickly and fit in?
Growing up means becoming a better person, not a different one. Life ain't a jigsaw puzzle. Fitting in ain't about filling a gap someone else left behind.
I don't think that's fair to me. You've seen everything I've accomplished so far.
Then hit the last bottle.
Woody, you shouldn't jump to conclusions.
Let's finish the exercise first.
Woody, alright, we'll do it your way. She once again takes aim at the bottle, but her shots keep missing. Suddenly, her pupil contracts, capturing the tiny speck of reflection from the bottle.
You missed.
It was just one miss. I'll hit it next time.
Deep down, you know I'm right. The targets were set up to match your skill level. You should have been able to hit all of them. But you didn't.
Are you saying your words distracted me?
Do you deny it? I'm worried, Jessica. Is your stubborn refusal to face your discomfort a sign of strength? Or are you just embarrassed to admit that coming out to the frontier was a mistake? Maybe you ain't really prepared to live out here. Maybe you just didn't want to stay at Blacksteel.
The old man takes out a coin and tosses it into the air. It lands on the back of his hand, and he covers it with his other hand. What are you doing?
Couldn't make up my mind. My heart wants you to stay, but my mind tells me you should go back to your family. So I'll leave the decision to fate. Heads or tails?
I'ma go with tails. And if I guess right?
Then you can stay. But if you guess wrong, I'll have someone take you home.
This is ridiculous. You have no right to make that decision for me.
It ain't me. It's the coin.
It makes no difference, Woody.
Make a choice. You know me. I say something, I mean it.
No, Alright. You're right, Woody. I felt frustrated. I admit it, I wasn't ready. Life on the frontier is strange and unfamiliar. Caring for birding bees, fixing fences, raising foals, it's all new to me. All the skills I learned at Blacksteel mean nothing here.
Do you regret it, Jessica?
No, I don't regret it. And I'm not leaving, whether that coin comes up heads or tails. No one is ever completely ready. The only thing I can do is tell myself not to be afraid, whatever comes.
No fear, no fear.
I made a choice, and I intend to take responsibility. If I choose to stay, I'll stay. I won't let a stupid coin make my decision for me. And
What is it?
I want to stay with you guys.
Just because your grandpa left you doesn't mean you have to find someone else to fill the void.
I'm sorry.
Jessica, you bonehead.
Woody.
This is no stupid coin.
The old man raises his arm, revealing the object on the back of his hand. It is flat, round, and solid, with a star etched in the center, gleaming in the morning light. In Colombia, pioneers give it to someone worthy of trust, someone who protects the camp from trouble and threats. This is your sheriff badge.
It's yours now. You think you're not ready, but I think you are.
What?
The only preparation you need to face the future is not to be afraid of it. Come here, I'll pin it on for you.
Am I really ready to wear this?
Of course. You're willing to cry for a stranger. That means you're willing to fight for him. I knew it the moment I saw you.
I promise. I'll take care of everyone while you're away. I mean it. Hey, now she's a sheriff. New title unlocked. She touches the badge on her chest. Then suddenly hears a bellowing from the forest. The duo turn around and look towards the sound. A herd of burden beasts emerge from the forest. At the rear is a tiny foal. It steps unsteady yet determined. Hey, the baby's walking. The frontier life doesn't seem too bad, actually. It seems kind of entertaining, especially with that fight. Though yay for Jessica. She made new friends, and she even became a sheriff. Good for her. That is a satisfying conclusion to her story for now. The event in the end was bittersweet. But this record, I like this record, it was cute. Yay! Yeah, the gang's together. And ooh, enjoy your rest. I deserve food now. I think tonight's dinner is roast beef, maybe? Unless Dad was gonna make that tomorrow. I'll find out soon enough. Worst case, I will eat cheese. Good dinner. So with that being said, Thank you for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day and epic gotcha luck. I'll see you guys later. Oh man, tomorrow's gonna be slight suffering in FGO, but you know it's fine. I'ma believe. So I'll see you guys later. Bye bye. Woohoo!